DAZN.
DAZN is the home of boxing, with over 150 live fights a year.
This fight has lived up to expectations.
Good. Finds the top.
He's walking it, he's looking, he's begging, and it's worked.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble!
How do you like it? How do you like it? That is unbelievable.
These guys will be legends in their own country, but also in the international basketball world forever.
Are you not entertained?
I'm not supposed to be cheering, but this is X Series. I can do whatever I want.
It all comes down to tonight. Don't miss the biggest night in MMA. PFL is more than a fight.
Catching up on any NFL game is easier than ever before.
Looking to the end zone for the win! Oh my gosh, one of the great games you'll ever see.
It's their time. A night to remember.
The following program is recommended for those 16 and over, as it contains sporting violence, possible bad language, and flashing imagery.
Perfect. He's a power puncher. The kid got dynamite in his hands, and he showed his power.
That cleanly, that early. Good stoppage by the referee.
The fighters are ready. The boxing world is ready. Make some noise if you
Welcome to fabulous Las Vegas sign at the end of the strip. That means we're in Vegas for boxing. About 100 degrees outside, and it's going to stay even hotter inside the Michelob Ultra Arena. Golden Boy Promotions bringing you boxing this Saturday afternoon and evening. It's going to get packed. It's going to be fantastic. It's going to be super loud. I'm Bethel Duran, joined by Alexis Rocha. Lex, how you feeling? You coming off a big victory?
Feeling great. You know, just had some downtime, took about a week off the gym and came back right to it. I'm excited for the future.
All right, Alexis Rocha, we're going to talk about his career and what's going on with him. Got a big victory over Summer Dominguez recently, and they put on a heck of a show. Let me give you an idea of what's happening today. All right, so Golden Boy Promotions, we're in Las Vegas for Serhii Bohachuk taking on Vergil Ortiz. That's the main event later on tonight. There's going to be 11 fights total. But here's what you're going to see on DAZN starting at 5 o'clock. From the bottom up, Joel Iriarte, who Golden Boy recently signed, is 3-0 with 3 KOs. He's going to take on Vergil Ortiz from Massachusetts. Then Gabriela Fundora is going to defend her IBF title against Chile's Daniela Asenjo. All right, again, DAZN gets going at 5 o'clock. So if you're on the East Coast, perfect for you. Kenneth Sims Jr. from the Midwest, Chicago, Illinois, South Side, takes on former champion Momo Romero from Colombia. The co-feature, really excited for this man at 154 pounds, Charles Conwell, 2016 Olympian from Cleveland, Ohio. He's undefeated. He'll be in his second Golden Boy fight against Kyrie Gray. And the main event, you saw on the social media accounts, they've been going back and forth, the teams have, Bohachuk and Vergil Ortiz for the interim WBC Super Welterweight title. So that's going on DAZN later on tonight. Mentioned 11 fights total. Look, Lex, the main event though.
The main event.
Bohachuk and Vergil. And you know both of these fighters, don't you?
I definitely know both of them, and I'm so excited for this fight coming up. Got both power punches and volume punches that come forward. It's going to be interesting to see who takes a step back, you know?
Is anybody going to take a step back?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's going to be a great fight, and I'm very looking forward for it.
All right, so that's 5 fights on DAZN. The doors just opened up here at Mandalay Bay. So if you're watching at home, you're wondering, Beto, let's get to a fight. Relax. Go get your food. Get your carne asada going. Get your beer. We're about 20 minutes away from showing you our first fight. So here on the YouTube portion, we are going to have 4 fights for you. It's going to be really, really good. There's 3 of them. I'm sorry, make my mistake here. Johnny Cañas is taking on Joseph Cruz. That's going to get going for us. And Caña, you know him very well. He trains at the gym with you.
Yeah.
And we'll talk about Johnny later on. Then Eric Priest, undefeated, takes on Luka Loso from Croatia. And then the YouTube main event, the First Lady of Boxing, Cecilia Brecus, taking on the veteran Marisela Cornejo. So that's what's coming for you on the YouTube portion here this afternoon. All right, let me get you going with what's happening. All right, go to the Golden Boy social media accounts, check out all the behind the scenes of what has happened here this week. Because I hosted the press conference on Thursday, and Vergil Ortiz did not want to shake hands.
Yeah.
Then they both went back and forth on Twitter a little bit about saying, Vergil saying, I'm not going to shake somebody's hand who's been talking bad about me. Bohachuk just tweeted, oh, no handshake. Okay. Then yesterday at the press conference, at the weigh-in, it got loud where the teams were yelling at each other. Both these guys are great professionals, respectful, but when you upset Vergil Ortiz, something's coming for you, Lex.
Yeah, something's definitely coming for you. Vergil Ortiz is a great sportsmanship. He shows very great sportsmanship inside and outside the ring. He's a very humble fighter, but when you're a humble fighter like that and someone disrespects you, especially if not necessarily the fighter or the team, you take that to heart.
Yeah.
You want to go out there and you want to rip someone's head off.
21-0, all stoppages for Vergil Ortiz. He's moving up in a new division, 154 pounds. This will be his 3rd fight of this year. Now, you've trained alongside with him, not just being in the same gym when you guys go spar Robert Garcia. Have you ever sparred him?
I sparred Vergil Ortiz many times. We probably have over 100 rounds together.
Really?
Over 100 rounds together.
When he was at a lighter weight?
I first sparred with him when he first came up to 147.
Okay.
When he started training at Robert Garcia's back in 2019.
Okay, and then again, Vergil, we love him because of his intensity. But
yes.
when he's sparring, again, Robert Garcia's gym is fantastic because nobody gets any footage out of it.
No
So
one.
what's it like in there?
It's
when he's sparring.
Everyone has a chip on their shoulder when he's sparring, or just period. When you go to spar at Robert Garcia's gym, everyone has a chip on their shoulder because tons of talent go in there to spar and get great work. So everyone wants they're gunning for you. Whether you have a name or you don't have a name, they're gunning for you. But sparring with Vergil is very high intensity. He comes forward and he has relentless pressure behind him.
Yeah, and the knockout power is there. It is real. 21-0, all via stoppages. His opponent, Serhii Bohachuk, who holds the interim belt, 24-1, 23 KOs. He was stopped by Brian Adams during the pandemic, and then his last fight he beat Mendoza. Bohachuk has the power too, so this is the one where, wow, somebody's getting knocked out.
Like I said, Beto, I'm very excited for this fight, and I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, so that'll be the main event later on tonight. And so, do you know Serhii at all?
Yeah, I've actually got a chance to spar with him too at Manny Robles' gym in LA. The same thing. This guy comes forward. He's just on relentless pressure behind him, and he's a very tall and unorthodox fighter, I should say, because he's very tall and uses that style, that Ukrainian style of coming forward. But he also has that Mexican style, just coming forward and throwing body shots and just overwhelming you with pressure.
Yeah, you'll see Bohachuk, and there you see Estrellita, Edgar Hasso, and Manny Robles. They train with him. And Bohachuk, he's been coming along the Southern California club scene, and then he continues. After that loss, he built himself back up on Tom Loeffler's 360 cards, and he built it up, and here he is now. And Flaco, as they call him, and he's been knocking people out and getting after it. And Lex, I always love your professionalism and your insight, because you lost to Rashidi Ellis and you came back and you said you had a different perspective. Same thing with Bohachuk. When he lost and he got stopped, he said, I've never been like this before. Yeah. How has you seen him evolve?
I've seen him evolve so much, and I love a personality and love character like that, when you show the grit and you show just the personality that you have facing adversity from a loss. I love that, and I see so many changes from Bohachuk.
Yeah, so that's going to be our main event tonight, Bohachuk and Vergil Ortiz. And like, they have respect for each other. It was Vergil said, like, we're not friends, we're stablemates. I mean, Vergil used to train with Manny Robles also. So it's not the animosity that we're seeing built up, but the camps, man.
The camps are fired up. The finance camps are fired up.
Yeah, if you saw the weigh-in yesterday, I'm standing there interviewing Vergil, and they just started going back and forth. I was like, let's keep the focus here on the fighters here, but that's exactly what you want to have. So the Golden Boy show, that's the main event tonight. So it'll be a real good one. We're moments away from bringing you our first fight here at the Michelob Ultra Arena at the Mandalay Bay. Now, if you're coming to the fight and you have the VIP tickets, the upgrade, the doors have opened. The VIP experience is going to be there. You're going to be part of that VIP experience.
Yeah, I'll be part of it. So to the fans, anyone tuning in, everyone's going to that VIP experience, make sure, don't hesitate, ask whatever questions you want. You don't really get a chance to talk to a professional fighter outside of the ring, so make sure you ask tons of questions.
Yeah, Anthony Cat does a great job for the Golden Boy ticket department, where they come up with this VIP experience where it's like, you take the fighters, it's real small, it's intimate, and I've been in there once, and the fans are asking the fans get wild. The
fans get some wild, yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's different when you're not on Twitter, right?
Yeah.
That's Alexis Rocha. All right, Lex, for you watch boxing, but you're not like, oh, I need to watch every single fight, like your team does, like Hector Lopez, your coach. Like but this one is one where, if you weren't working with me, you would have came no matter what.
Oh yeah, I would have came no matter what. Because like I said, I know Vergil since we were younger. I've known Bohachuk since back in the day too. And like I said, styles makes fights. Yeah. These guys are two pressure fighters, two aggressive fighters. They're going to come and bring everything. This is going to be a barn burner fight.
Yeah, that's the main event. A lot on the line for Bohachuk and Vergil Ortiz, because what could happen to the winner? Where can they go? Because that 154-pound division is very, very interesting, very, very wide open, because there's so many different champions now, and you see a lot of different opportunities. All right, so that's the main event. Also, let's show you what else is going to happen today. The co-feature, Charles Conwell against Kyrie Gray. Conwell also at 154 pounds. Conwell yesterday after the weigh-in, I was like, well, what would you like to see? His corner, give us the winner. We want the winner. And Conwell signed with Golden Boy for a reason, because of the opportunity to have those kind of fights. Conwell, you might know him from the USA team.
I actually do. I've known Conwell since back in the day, since we were younger, traveling in the national teams. I used to see him all the way around. And when I turned pro, he stood back behind to make the Olympic team. And he actually became
2016
an Olympian. 2016 Olympian,
Yeah, so Conwell, he's very interesting. 19-0, 14 KOs. We saw him on the Ryan Garcia undercard in Brooklyn back in April, and he's got Kyrie Gray from Worcester, Mass. And Conwell, another one who said, if I come out here and put on a show, as he said, hardcore fight fans know me.
Yeah.
It's time for the casuals to say, oh, Charles Conwell is a man to fight somebody.
Yeah, and that's the attitude he has. He wants to come in and make a statement. A statement on the card of a WBC interim championship belt. I mean, that's no better way to put it right now.
And Conwell mentioning at 154 pounds, he's like, look, Beto, this is yesterday at fight meetings. I know not many people know me, but if I get the knockout, I'm going to call out some names. I'm like, oh, really? Who? Then we had to go through the list of everybody at 154. He mentioned Fundora. He mentioned maybe a Charlo. Right? Well, Charlo's not going to fight for a while, but like he knew every single fighter at 154 pounds. That's the kind of attitude that he has. And you know this, when you're right there knocking on the door, when you're the #1 ranked fighter or trying to get an opportunity, you want to get after it. And another fighter who wants to get after it is that man who is Kyrie Gray. Gray said, I can come for the upset, but Conwell, locked in dude, man. And this is yesterday at the weigh-in. What kind of guy is he?
And I love that, just a confident. He's a confident fighter. And I always say a dangerous fighter is a confident fighter. And he's going to go out there with every intention of making a statement, because he says he wants those big names.
Yeah. So when you a couple years ago, you were on the rankings where maybe
Yes.
fight Bud Crawford. You were the mandatory.
Yeah.
That's where Conor was trying to get. When you're in that stage and you're like one fight away, like how hard is it just to be like, oh man, things are fighting, but not me? When you're like, I want my opportunity.
I mean, yeah, you just gotta stay patient. You gotta work hard in the gym, and whatever opportunity presents itself, you gotta take full advantage of it. So whatever opportunities they present you with, you gotta go out there and make a statement. You gotta go out there and look good.
That's Alexis Rocha looking really smooth right now. I'm not even asking you how much money you spent on that, but my goodness, that's really good. All right, so we're moments away from bringing you our first fight here on the Golden Boy YouTube page. It's just a warm-up show. We're getting you ready to go. So wherever you may be, if you're watching on your phone, on your computer, wherever you may be, we're here for you. What we need to do is show you what Vergil Ortiz is all about. Mention the 21 knockouts, all the victories via KO. How about these fantastic hard-hitting knockouts from Vergil Ortiz?
Hey, what's up, guys? This is Vergil Ortiz. Come watch with me my top 5 knockouts. Mauricio Herrera, I can already recognize the robes. Okay, so he was throwing a jab, and I noticed that he was doing it over and over again, so I went over. It hurt him, and I jumped on him. And, yeah, there was like 3 seconds left when that happened, so I knew I had to do something. Here, this is the beginning of the 3rd round. I knew he was still hurt, so I just went for it again, did the same move that hurt him the first time, and it got him out of there. You know? Yeah, that was just faint right hand. He was out right there. I was gonna hit him, but I was like, nah.
Another guy never been started.
Yeah. Very tough guy.
I give you instructions downstairs. Remember, obey my commands at all times. Shake hands and good luck to both of you.
Okay. So, yeah, that straight right hurt him. You know, he didn't like it. Oh, that other one hurt him too. I'm jumping on him, maybe a little too recklessly, but he takes a knee. Yeah, let me watch this. I did a step angle. It obviously didn't hurt him, but he just didn't want anymore on that one. So I think I just kind of broke his spirits early on that round.
The phenomenal Vergil.
This might be Hooker. No, this is Vargas. I can recognize the shorts. Okay, so Vargas, pretty good guy. He was very tough too. You know, I was hitting him with everything, and he was kind of eating him. He knew how to survive too. He even tackled me at one point. But yeah, he was doing what he could to you know, to take the sting off the punches and not to get hit as much. Doing a good job. Very tough guy. Oh yeah, he knew how to hold. Some people don't know how to hold, but he would not stop, and that's kind of what you got to do. Right here, I'm just kind of messing with him. And yeah, he was moving, just trying not to get hit. That right over the head hurt him. I think yeah, he did tackle me right here. Yeah. The right body shots right here, man, I'm surprised they didn't stop the fight earlier. I'm not a big fan of the way I stopped them here. I was just kind of throwing for no reason, but I was like, well, I got 10 seconds left, so let me try to get him out. All right, so me versus Hooker, both from Dallas. Hooker, you know, he has a long reach, and what I was surprised about is that he didn't use his extremely long reach. I think he has like an 80-inch reach advantage. So right there, you know, he did pretty good right hand he landed there. But you know, I caught him a couple of times into the body too, you know, right there. I think that slowed him down right there. There you go. Hit him with another body shot right there. You know, might have hit him on the shoulder when he headers me down, but it's all right. Very tough guy. You know, he came back swinging. You know, see right there. He's a very tough guy. Very tough fighter. And I'm just trying to find the punch, and I I'm to this day I'm still not sure what happened. If I'm being honest, I don't know what happened. I don't know if I hit his hand or he hit me with his hand and broke his hand or what. But I was kind of dissatisfied with that stoppage because I knew I was about to get him out of there. All right, me and Mean Machine. This was by far my hardest fight of my whole life. This was in Frisco, Texas, I believe, at the Star, where the Cowboys train at, or have their practices in Dallas. Went for a body shot. He caught me with a uppercut, and oh, I hit an elbow right there. I think I hit him to the body right there, right after being hurt, and it hurt him, so I just jumped on it. He thought he had me hurt right there too, and I was like, all right, let's go then, let's fight. And I dropped him with a 1-1-2-1 with the jab. I mean, it was a hard jab. I was even kind of like in a weird awkward stance. I don't know how I landed it that hard, but I did. And 8th round, this is pretty much the beginning of the end right here. He was winding down, straight left, straight jab to the body, sends him down. And just continuing to target the body so he doesn't see this hook coming up upstairs. And I just try to hit from all angles, and I'm catching with the upper. And then I think I had like 5 seconds left, so I was like, I gotta jump on him now. And then that's what got him out of there. Toughest fight of my career, hands down. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed watching those top 5 knockouts with me. Stay tuned for the next one.
That's Vergil Ortiz, the top KOs for Vergil. You'll see him later on tonight in the main event. Beto Duran, Alexis Rocha. We're here at the Mandalay Bay Michelob Ultra Arena. We're a few moments away from bringing you our first fight, which is going to be the kid making his debut from Fresno, Jordan Fuentes. So he'll be our first fight here on the YouTube portion. All right, Alexis, yesterday we saw at the weigh-ins, we went back and forth. It was good intensity here at the arena. Opening up the DAZN broadcast at 5 o'clock. So right now we're going to give you some fights on the YouTube in a few moments. Then at 5 o'clock is going to be the DAZN broadcast. And opening up that broadcast will be the Pride of Bakersfield, and Sinaloa is Joel Iriarte. Golden Boy signed him this year, and Iriarte is a good-looking fighter, 3-0, 3 KOs. He's in the welterweight division. He's taking on Miguel Ortiz from Springfield, Massachusetts, who has 4 fights under his belt. So, Iriarte, you remember these days when you were the first one on the broadcast?
Yeah, I remember those days like it was yesterday. Definitely don't miss them, though.
And he's at the welterweight division. Iriarte had aspirations of going to the Olympics. Didn't happen, but he came up short. But he said, I'm going to turn pro, and he has more of a pro style, doesn't he? He's a big, tall fighter.
Yeah, definitely. The pro style definitely suits him a lot better than the amateurs. Amateurs, you go in there just to score some points, but Iriarte goes in for the kill.
So that'll be opening up the broadcast. Joel Iriarte from Bakersfield. All of his fights have been on the zone. Golden Boy really likes him. Oscar De La Hoya really likes him. He said the way that his body is framed right now, he's at welterweight. He'll eventually get to that middleweight by the time he grows up. He's only 21 years old. Then the second fight on DAZN will be the women going at it. IBF belt on the line is Gabriela Fundora from the Fighting Fundora family, the younger sister of Sebastian Fundora. She is defending her belt. She's 13-0. She's taking on the veteran Daniela Asenjo from Valdivia, Chile. And then you see Fundora undefeated, 13-0, 6 KOs. And that family right there, they love to fight. And Fundora, who won the belt recently, says she wants to unify. I love her attitude.
Yeah, I love her attitude too. And then with Fundora, such a tall, lanky fighter, and being a southpaw, it's very hard to get in there when you're a short opponent like you typically are.
Yeah, so she says she wants to unify, maybe even go down in weight to see what she can get. And that's going to be in the flyweight division. So after the women, you're going to see Kenneth Sims Jr. as he takes on Momo Romero. Momo Romero is the last-minute replacement, showed up. Sims was here at the weigh-in. We got some pictures of him, but the video that we got for you right now is Charles Conwell against Kyrie Gray. That's going to be the co-main later on this evening. And Conwell, you see Gray flexing for him from Worcester, Massachusetts, a veteran of 25 fights. And, Conwell locked in, made weight, came in under actually at 153. Love him. We talked about him. That's going to be a heck of a fight with Conway with so much opportunity for him. So that'll be the co-feature. The main event, of course, Vergil Ortiz on the B side because Serhii Bohachuk has the interim belt. The WBC interim super welterweight title is on the line. That is the main event. The question was Vergil Ortiz going to make weight? He made it easy. Locked in, looked good. Bohachuk and Flaco locked in, looks good. And the face-off between these two, I'll tell you, standing on the stage, like, oh, this is intense right now. There's the smile, but when they stare, quickly gone, Alexis.
Talk about a heated face-off. You know, both men right there just gonna give it all on the line tonight, and just the intensity in that face-off. And look at Oscar. You can see Oscar very intense too himself.
And right there, he told him, "Okay, guys, let's go, let's go." And neither of them wanted to budge. Let's go.
Love that.
Even Hopkins got in the back. Yep. Look, Oscar tapped them both, like, keep it moving. Nope, just staring at him. Vergil just that assassin look. Bohachuk looking right at him. That'll be the main event later on tonight, live on DAZN. So at 5 o'clock is the DAZN broadcast gets going for you. Make sure you follow the Golden Boy social media accounts. If you're watching on the YouTube page, we're going to be here for you. The first fight that we're going to have broadcast for you is going to be Jordan Fuentes, who's going to be making his professional debut. Fuentes recently signed to Golden Boy from Fresno. He's going to be fighting at 122 pounds. Then after that, Johnny Cañas takes on Joseph Cruz, a veteran from Obregón, Sonora, Mexico. Then Eric Priest takes on Luka Loso from Croatia. And then the YouTube main event is going to be Cecilia Bricus against Marisela Cornejo. So that'll be good for you. And I know that a lot of people wondering what happened with Jenna Crease. Well, her fight just finished right now. So we will get you a result for Jenna. And I know you're complaining, how come you didn't show the fight? But unable to get the broadcast for you. Yeah, the fight, but we will give you the result. So thanks a lot for everybody watching us on the YouTube. Leave in the comments. We are monitoring them and watching in Ireland and everybody all over the world, people in Japan watching us. So Alexis Rocha, for you, what's up? What do you got next?
I mean,
besides working.
Besides working with alongside Jim Lampley right here, it's going to be a good night. I'm very looking forward for my future. You know, so many opportunities are gonna be out there. I'm just knocking on that door for the world title contention, and that's what I want. I want the world champion, whoever it may be. Yeah, you coming off a victory over Summer Dominguez on the Golden Boy Fight Night show. It was a good fight, good hard-fought fight, and that guy was a tough dude, man. Tough guy, very strong. Actually surprised me how strong he was. All right, so 47 that division. I know you want the champion, but like, who could it be? Who could it be? I mean, I'm not sure what I'm ranked by WBO, but I just captured the NABO, so Brian Norman would be a great fight. Mario Barrios, Emiliano Staniones would be a great fight too, and even Jerome Boots Ennis, who's the boogeyman of the division. So line them up, whoever it is. Whoever it may be. Let's go. You want a big opportunity for you. So that's Alexis Rocha. We'll be checking out on the YouTube portion for you, seeing the comments. And again, all that kind of stuff. Golden Boy social media accounts, follow it all week long. Great behind-the-scenes videos. Also, Camp House for everybody that's out there. You have it. So, great fun. And we did get a result. Jenna Creason gets her victory in her pro debut. Jenna from Visalia, California. The 18 recently graduated from high school, gets the decision, a victory here in Las Vegas. Jenna's got a great story. MMA fighter, a wrestler. Oh wow! Yeah, she's gonna actually go MMA pro and boxing pro. So wow. Yeah, and she's a blue belt in jiu-jitsu, so she gets the victory today. So coming up next, our first fight here on the broadcast. We're gonna stop yapping and standing here as Jordan Fuentes is gonna take on James Mulder. The main event tonight, Serhii Bohachuk taking on Vergil Ortiz. And on the broadcast that starts at 5 o'clock, Corey Erdman and Gabe Rosado. I'll be roaming around doing interviews during that broadcast. So Alexis Rocha, remember your first fight in Vegas? Yeah, my first fight outside the T-Mobile Arena. The pouring rain, I was a swing bout. I didn't go out till about roughly 9 p.m., 10 p.m., where mainly no one was there, just my family. I was there too because it was the night before Canelo Chavez Jr., the night before T-Mobile Arena had opened up, and Alexis Rocha was out there in the rain. In the rain. And now look at you. You got to pay your dues, my man. You got to pay your dues. This is where you start your professional debut. You got to climb that ladder and work your way up. That's a fighter like Jenna Creason, who's 18 years old, just made her pro debut. The jitters and everything else, right? The jitters, the nerves, everything hits you for your first pro debut. You don't really know what to expect. But once you get the ball rolling, once you win your first professional debut fight, everything goes along from there.
I remember Vergil Ortiz made his pro debut at Fancy Springs, and then his next fight was at Cowboy Stadium on Canelo Liam Smith card. And Oscar said that night at the press conference that a man who's going to be a future world champion in Vergil Ortiz. And is Vergil on that path? He's knocking on the door?
Oh, I truly believe Vergil's going to be a future world champion. Not just because I've trained alongside him with and I know him personally, but I've seen the work he puts in. I actually got to spend time with him a little bit for him in training camp for this fight, and I saw all the hard work. So all that hard work definitely does pay off.
So you were there, like I said, Robert Garcia's gym where they train. Nobody's allowed in there unless you're a fighter.
Yes.
There's no sparring recorded, none of that stuff. So Vergil, if you know anything about him, is he trains, he goes home, plays the guitar and his piano, and that's it. He locks away.
Yeah.
That's not a show. That's really who he is.
A simple man right there. Just goes in, puts in the hard work, doesn't complain, doesn't say anything, doesn't respond, and just goes to work, and just once he's done, goes back home, and that's it.
You know what I like about Vergil is that he doesn't really care about boxing. He just cares about knocking people out. Like if you ask him, like, Vergil, what about this fight? He's like, oh yeah, I saw it. I saw it casually watching, but it's not like he's locked in watching every single fight because he's so tunnel driven about what he wants to do.
Yeah.
I love that about him.
I love that too. I love the attitude by Vergil.
Kind of reminds me of Alexis Rocha.
Yeah, definitely.
You two are similar in your pursuit where you're still there.
And I think that's why I like Vergil so much. We're two soft-spoken, humble guys that just want to go in there and just let our hands do the talking. It's so cliche to say because that's exactly what we do.
But don't upset you.
Yeah, don't upset us. Yeah, definitely don't be talking smack.
Bohachuk, how does he win?
It's going to be very tough, especially with Vergil Ortiz always coming forward. Having Bohachuk going forward like that, he's going to have to be smart. You have to really outsmart Vergil Ortiz by giving him different looks and just can't stay right in front of him. But that's the type of fighter Bohachuk is, so it's going to be very interesting to see how he controls the pace tonight.
And quickly, how does Vergil win?
Vergil just got digging to the body. Bohachuk's a very stand-forward, tall fighter. You just got to dig to the body and keep breaking him down from there, and then the head will fall eventually.
All right, so that's coming up later on the night. DAZN gets going at 5 o'clock. Now we're ready for our first fight here from the Michelob Ultra Arena, and we will see Jordan Fuentes and James Mulder, the tail of the tape for. Look at this right here. What do you see, Lex?
I see Jordan Fuentes is very young. He's 18. He's going to be fighting, taking on a 30-year-old in his professional debut. James Mulder is 5 pounds heavier than Fuentes. I heard he did not make weight. He actually came in a lot over. And talking about camps talking smack on each other, Fuentes' camp was very upset at the fact that Mulder did not make weight. So there was some words definitely exchanged there at their weigh-ins, which is pretty interesting to see.
Yeah, so that's the tail of the tape. Our ring announcer, Mark Fratto, is ready to bring out the fighters.
All right, fight fans, let's get 2 fighters into the ring right now from Antioch, California. Please welcome James Mulder.
Yeah, this will be the 3rd fight on the bout sheet. They're swinging number 2.
So James Mulder is going to be ready to come out here.
Here he comes from Antioch, California, James Mulder.
Mark Fratto, our ring announcer tonight.
And now his opponent, making his pro debut this evening. Please welcome 7-time USA Boxing National Champion, Jordan the Brazen Bull Fuentes.
Professional ring walk for Jordan Fuentes from Fresno, California, representing the 5'9".
Fuentes coming out very calm, very relaxed, and that's very interesting to see as you're an 18-year-old making your pro debut in such a big arena in the historic Mandalay Bay here in Las Vegas.
Enjoying the walk with his dad over his shoulder, his brother in his corner. Was part of Team USA, was Jordan Fuentes. Did not go to Paris, but he made the Team USA squad. He won the trials. And I don't even want to try to figure out how the Team USA politics work. So we just know that he was part of Team USA. He won the trials, but did not go to Paris. But here he is, the professional Golden Boy, signed him.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, from the fight capital of Las Vegas and Michelob Ultra Arena at Mandalay Bay. This is Golden Boy Boxing on YouTube. Our opening contest is scheduled for 4 rounds in the super featherweight division. Brought to you by Oscar De La Hoya's Golden Boy Promotions and presented by Golden Boy Promotions partner, Riyadh Season. El Mexicano brand products bringing authentic sabor to your table. Somos El Mexicano. Bet Online, odds for the fights are brought to you by Bet Online and Wild Casino, America's most trusted online casino. Let's get wild. The judges scoring this contest are Kermit Bayless, Max DeLuca, and Patricia Morris-Jarman. And controlling the action at the sound of the bell, the referee in charge is Harvey Dodd. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, he weighed in at an even 127 pounds. In his third professional fight, he wears red with white and hails from Antioch, California. Please welcome James Stick and Move Mulder. His opponent fights out of the red corner. He weighed in at 122.4 pounds. He wears red trimmed in white as he makes his professional debut this evening. Please welcome a native of Fresno, California, and a 7-time USA Boxing National Amateur Champion, Jordan the Brazen Bull Ortiz.
Okay, boxers, you received your instructions earlier. As a reminder, obey my commands all the time. Protect yourself on the system.
All right, making his professional debut, Jordan Fuentes. 4 rounds in the super featherweight division. Golden Boy recently signed him. Not too often does Oscar De La Hoya and Eric Gomez president sign a fighter before they make their pro debut. Usually it's get a couple underneath your belt. So they see something in the Brazen Bull, the southpaw, Jordan Fuentes, in red.
Fuentes coming out very relaxed. He's very calm, and I like to see that on the professional debut of fighters, how they come so relaxed and calm, picking their shots. Mulder just flicking the little jab, keep moving around. And Fuentes just taking his time.
All right, so Fuentes, a lot of amateur background, mentioned going to the Olympic trials.
Fuentes is a very decorated amateur fighter. Just landed a little nice combo. Nice little short left hand to the body by Fuentes. Mulder follows by his own right hand to the body too. Mulder's boxing pretty nice, staying to the outside, using his jab, moving around as he switched to southpaw now.
Good body work, nice. Right hand from Fuentes. Body work from Fuentes again.
Fuentes digging out to the body pretty nice right now.
It's good, looking good in his first professional round is 18-year-old Jordan Fuentes. Some blood from the mouth of Fuentes. Mulder, the 30-year-old, no respect for the youngster.
No respect at all. And that's what you got to show when you have this amateur standout signed by Golden Promotions. You want to make a name for yourself too when there's someone making the pro debut.
Yeah, Mulder, the 30-year-old, mentioned, as you said, he fought here in Las Vegas in June. He knows his side coming in, but he's getting the hot prospects early.
He's giving us some good work here.
What's the biggest difference when you make your pro debut? When you take the headgear off? Or
when you take the headgear off, you have smaller gloves.
Oh, good right hand from Mulder.
As Fuentes just ate a right hook by Mulder.
Man, we're right in the corner of Mulder, and you'll hear their coaching giving instructions. They're very confident.
Very confident. Mulder's had a really good round this far. He just ate a short hook by Fuentes.
Well, welcome to the pro ranks, Jordan Fuentes. Being tested right away as he lands a hook right at the bell.
And really what's it about Fuentes right now is just having that first feel of how the professional fight is. So now that he has his first round under his belt for his first ever professional fight, I can see him start dictating the pace more the second round.
Yeah, that's when you calm down a little bit.
That's when the nerves start to calm down. You start getting more relaxed, start breathing, you start listening to your coach, and really start following the game plan.
There's Fuentes' father and brother. Look at the highlights, Lex.
Nice little short right hand by Mulder as he stretches southpaw. Body work by Fuentes. He's gonna have to dig to the body to stop Mulder, and that was a nice right hook, short right hook by Mulder that landed on Fuentes' forehead. Beginning of the second round.
All right, when we went and talked to Mulder, we asked him, you know, what are you, lefty, righty? You switch? He's like, no, I stay normal, orthodox. And what do you do first round? Switches up on it.
Switches to southpaw. But that just shows how comfortable he is in the ring to switch southpaw. Against a natural southpaw in Fuentes.
All right, so there is a weight discrepancy. Fuentes is weighing 122, Mulder 27, so they were within 5. They worked out the agreements as Mulder came in overweight, so they had to work out an agreement to change the weight. And where Fuentes had to eat to gain weight, and Mulder was losing weight. And Team Fuentes said, no, we're going to take this fight. We want to have the pro debut. We're confident in our guy. But you can see the difference in size as Mulder is the bigger fighter.
Yeah, I mean, definitely Mulder has an advantage on the size of on his side. But Fuentes doesn't really care, and that just shows the confident fighter that he is. He's in there pretty tough with Mulder, who's actually in this fight, and he's just not going in to lay over. Mulder's actually in this fight.
And you see that a lot early on in careers where fighters, the A-side guy will be on point and the opponents miss weight, or sometimes they don't show up. It's just welcome to the pro ranks. You got to deal with things. But Team Fuentes was very confident in the competition of Mulder. They knew that they felt like they could win, so they didn't care about the discrepancy. Obviously, they did, as Mulder had to pay his fines and had to lose more weight.
This is a very good exchange by both fighters, both having their success. Nice body shot by Fuentes, kind of buckled Mulder right there momentarily. I think Mulder's a better fighter when he's on the orthodox stance.
The shot for Fuentes. Yeah, Fuentes' future is at 118, fighting at 22 today. And you're that anxious where you just want to come out there, you're so confident in yourself. And you know this, Lex, when you fight those European fighters where you don't know how big they are or what weight they are the next day.
When you go to their hometown and how big they are, you could be lying about their weight.
But you see some moves. I like what I see from Fuentes.
I do too. I like that he's a southpaw. I like that he's working down to the body, breaking Mulder down. He's not all over the place, Fuentes. He likes to sit down on his punches and throw those shots with mean intentions. Given the fact that this is his pro debut. Nice body shot by Fuentes, back again.
And Mulder's not going anywhere.
Mulder's tough. He's very in this fight as he lands a little short combination on his own.
And done with 2.
Let's look at the highlights. Nice combination by Mulder. Nice combination by Fuentes on his own too. Both fighters are landing some shots and they're landing some combinations on each other. It's a pretty good fight. I actually don't know who I score it with. It's either Fuentes with the nice body shots, or it's Mulder with the little shots that he's hitting him outside of the pocket.
Seconds out. Seconds out.
All right, Mulder from Antioch, California, looking at first professional victory. Watching on the Golden Boy YouTube page here from the Michelob Ultra Arena at Mandalay Bay in Las Vegas. Working our way towards the main event of Serhii Bohachuk against Vergil Ortiz. Thanks for watching wherever you may be. Saludos a la gente in Sonora. Like your former opponent, Summer Dominguez, is watching us.
Yes.
In Obregón. Also got people watching us in Durango. We got people in Japan. People in England watching. So thanks for everybody checking. We are looking at the YouTube comments and appreciate your support all over the world. As Jordan Fuentes now letting his hands go a bit.
Hand. And what I like about Fuentes is when you look at an opponent giving at you and he's typically in the losing record of 0-2, you expect to blow this guy out in the first round. But I like that Fuentes is not discouraged and he's still in this fight, landing nice double jabs. He's still looking really sharp despite him not blowing his opponent, because that's what you typically look for as a losing record.
Yeah, you think you're going to come and knock him out of the water right away. But that's good, Matt. You're going to get some good work in.
Getting some good valuable rounds, Fuentes doing right now. As Fuentes lands a nice left hook to the body.
Yeah, for Mulder in his pro debut, he was stopped late in the fourth, and then his last fight went the distance, where he was knocked down in the first round. That was against Brian Gonzalez.
Mulder's coming here to win. He's looking for an opportunity to get his first victory.
Yeah, he was super confident when we were talking to him.
Super confident.
Stick and move Mulder against Brazen Bull Jordan Fuentes.
Nice shots to the body landed by Fuentes. He needs to settle down more with his jab.
So settle down with the jab?
Yes, you need to settle down with the jab, because as a jab, that's your bread and butter as any fighter. You need to settle yourself down, land the jab. Once the jab lands, it's very easy to land the second punch, whatever it may be.
Fuentes with his hands low in the red trunks.
Looking very comfortable if you're having your hands down, having some fun like that.
You hear the corner of Mulder. Might as well give him a headset. He's the third man in the broadcast booth right now. Yeah, Mulder giving you the different stances.
Looks, switching the orthodox, the southpaw, landing shots from everywhere.
Final seconds of the third, our opening bout here at Mandalay Bay. Jordan Fuentes and James Mulder going right back and forth with each other.
Going at it.
Last round, champ. Didn't touch gloves.
So look at some highlights here of round 3. A lot of exchanges exchanged by these two. Not many punches landed very flush, as they're both throwing and missing. It's a very competitive fight so far. Mulder not backing down, and Fuentes looking to get his first professional debut, as actually these both guys are. Mulder 0-2. Fuentes making his professional debut as they see the 4th round.
People in Texas enjoying this fight. People in Florida checking in. All right, as Mulder's corner just yelled at him, "You're a prospect too." So Jordan Fuentes making his Golden Boy debut, his professional debut. The southpaw's been tough. Again, Mulder missed weight by a lot. They had to change the weights.
Fuentes had to gain some weight.
Yeah, Fuentes had to gain the weight in order for this fight to even happen, to get within the 5-pound
So Fuentes in reality is in there with the guy 2 weight divisions heavier than him.
If you break it down like that, yeah.
Fuentes coming in using a nice little sharp jab. He wants to get in closer, and that's where you use those jabs to get in closer.
Body shot from Fuentes. Mulder leading with his head. He got hit. Fuentes in the red trunks. Afternoon boxing here in Las Vegas. Coming up next is going to be Johnny Cañas and Joseph Cruz. Fuentes, 5'9", Fresno representing.
Mulder's corner over here is what they need to be doing, is encouraging their fighter to press on the gas and keep going and moving forward.
Fuentes gets in and out, doesn't he?
Gets in and out, yeah, and I love that by Fuentes. In and out, throwing his punches, landing them, and taking right step right back.
18-year-old Jordan Fuentes, Team USA. James Mulder, the 30-year-old, trying to find his way in the sport of boxing. Fuentes just stayed calm the entire fight.
Stayed calm, and I love that. Like I said earlier, you always want to see someone's professional debut when they have so much buzz behind them, because that dictates how they're going to translate into a professional game. And Fuentes here is landing some nice punches, staying calm, as he lands a nice 1-2 to the body.
Second fight of the night, Jenna Creason from Visalia made a pro debut, and she got the victory. Now Jordan Fuentes looking for his debut victory as well. It's going to be 11 fights total this afternoon.
Fuentes with his hands down.
Body shot from Fuentes. Mulder moves away. Beto Duran and Alexis Rocha with you at the DAZN. Broadcast will be starting at 5 o'clock. We still got Eric Priest and Cecilia Breakus to come here on YouTube.
Fuentes now timing Mulder coming in.
Good action, good work.
Good work by the 18-year-old.
Would have been interesting to see if they would have actually fought at the weight they were scheduled.
At their own weight class, yes.
4 good rounds between them, and sportsmanship between Mulder and Fuentes. It wasn't yesterday at the weigh-ins. They were trying to tear up contests and figure things out.
Some good, valuable rounds under the belt of Fuentes' first.
So what happened in your pro debut, Alexis Rocha?
I scored a second-round knockout at the Velasco Theater where you called it.
That's right.
You were calling my fight.
Who was the main event, do you know?
I believe it was Chimpo Gonzalez.
Chimpo was the main event. So the Velasco, you got to start somewhere.
You have to start somewhere. Either people start at the Velasco Theater in LA, or you can start like Fuentes here at the Mandalay Bay.
Yep. In Las Vegas. Did you keep all your gear from your pro debut?
I have. I gave my jacket to actually a fan who tattooed my logo on his leg. Yeah.
No way.
Yeah, I definitely had to give him some memorabilia of mine. Let's look at the replay of the whole fight breakdown.
This is the whole replay. There you go. Go for it.
Some nice exchanges landed by the both two in the first opening round. Mulder did not come to lose. He came to make a statement too, to dethrone an undefeated fighter or making his pro debut in Fuentes. Fuentes settled down, digging to the body. And I love that by him. They break into the body, because as a fighter, you want to break down the body shots to get your opponent very tired.
All right, so you get the 4 good rounds in your pro debut. So now you shake it off, and there you go. Okay, who?
Now you shake it off, and that's where you go back to drawing boards and you rewatch your fight and you learn. You learn from what you've done, what you did good, and what you did you could have focused on a little bit better.
All right, so 4 good rounds. They go to the judges' scorecards. I'm looking at the comments, and like people have the decisions all over the place. Everybody's on an unofficial scorecard. All right, Mark Prado, let us know who won.
All right, fight fans here in Las Vegas. Let's make some noise for these two warriors. Going all 4 rounds in the center of the ring. We now go to the judges' scorecards. Herbert Bayless and Patricia Morris-Charman each scored this contest 39-37. Max DeLuca had it 40-36. All three judges in favor of your winner by unanimous decision. And now on the
All right, so Fuentes gets the unanimous decision. He sweeps the card 40-36, and he also had a 39-37 two times. So Jordan Fuentes' pro debut, it wasn't easy, but he had to work for it as he realized the pro sports world is different in boxing because it's crazy.
A lot more different. No headgear and smaller gloves.
And then you see the family, and then you see on his trunks, this is Jolissa. That's his sister who passed away last year, actually in 2022. So he fights for the memory of his sister Jolissa. She would be proud of her brother who made his pro debut. All right, so there it is. Jordan Fuentes opened up our YouTube broadcast. Coming up next, Johnny Cañas, Eric Priest, Cecilia Brecus, and Maricela Cornejo still to come. We're in Las Vegas. Johnny Cañas, Cruz coming up next.
What happens when you hit Francis involved and he doesn't move?
What they're doing here is taking boxing to the highest stratosphere.
It almost seems like we're living in a bit of a fantasy world.
Live on DAZN August 24th. Floyd Money Mayweather versus John Gotti III. The best ever in a bad-blooded rematch.
This is more than personal.
A 15-0 perfect record and still performing at the highest level, but with the legacy of his name. John Gotti III is looking to write boxing history. The first fight ended in chaos. Now they must collide once more. Mayweather versus Gotti III, August 24th. Live on DAZN. Buy now at DAZN.com.
Michelob Ultra Arena in Las Vegas. Beto Duran alongside Alexis Rocha with you. The arena starting to fill in, so 2 fights done. Jenna Creason made her professional debut. The 18-year-old from Visalia, California, got the unanimous decision. And Jordan Fuentes from Fresno got the unanimous decision in his pro debut. Johnny Cañas and Joseph Cruz still to come. Make sure you subscribe to the Golden Boy YouTube pages and also the social media accounts for all the behind-the-scenes coverage from all season long, where you can see great videos like Face Off.
For Joseph Cruz. 136.8, 136 and 3/4 pounds for Johnny Cañas. And here is your face-off for tomorrow night's super lightweight fight. 4 rounds right here. Michelob Ultra Arena in Las Vegas.
All right, so that was the face-off yesterday at the weigh-in. Let's look at the tail of the tape for our next bout in the super lightweight division. Cañas, 6 foot, the taller fighter, and the reach advantage on his side. So that'll be a good one. This was scheduled for 4 rounds from the super lightweights. Our ring announcer, Mark Fratto, is ready to bring in our fighters.
All right, fight fans, please welcome next as he makes his way to the blue corner of Ciudad Obregón, Sonora, Mexico, Joseph El Jaguar Cruz.
From Ciudad Obregón, Sonora, Mexico, a tough spot. If you're a fighter, you know that they're going to be tough as can be. El Jaguar, Joseph Cruz. He's 7-9, but do not be fooled by that record. He's usually fighting undefeated fighters like he is tonight against Johnny Cañas. The 23-year-old, we saw him last the end of July. He got a victory in Phoenix. Guys like him, you got to be careful with. Do not be fooled by the record, Lex.
Yeah, you can't be fooled by the record. These guys come out to win. Like you mentioned earlier, they fight all these undefeated fighters, and they take them to the scorecards. They go to the decision, and these guys are very hard to fight, let alone to knock them out.
Please welcome his undefeated opponent to the red corner from Santa Ana, California, Johnny Sugarcane Cañas.
Walking out fast with just a towel. Mike Tyson-esque, Johnny Cañas.
You love to see it. Johnny Cañas is definitely a character.
All right, you know him well. He said he looks up to you as a big brother mentor. What's up with the towel? Usually he has a nice robe or something.
He has a nice robe, but I guess he wanted to go out the towel this time. He wanted to go old traditional Mike Tyson.
Comes out to Vicente Fernandez. He walked out so fast, Chente can't even play. All right, I like that approach. Cañas getting business side.
Welcome once again to the center of the ring here in Las Vegas, Michelob Ultra Arena at Mandalay Bay. This is Golden Boy Boxing on YouTube. Our next contest is scheduled for 4 rounds in the super lightweight division. Brought to you by Oscar De La Hoya's Golden Boy Promotions and presented by Golden Boy Promotions partner Riyadh Season. El Mexicano brand products bringing authentic sabor to your table. Somos El Mexicano. Bet Online, odds for the fights are brought to you by Bet Online and Wild Casino, America's most trusted online casino. Let's get wild. The judges scoring this contest are Tim Cheatham, David Sutherland, and Don Trella. And controlling the action when the bell sounds, the referee in charge is Alan Huggins. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. He weighed in at an even 132 pounds. As a professional, this is his 17th pro fight. 3 wins coming by way of knockout. He wears white and silver and hails from Ciudad Obregón, Sonora, Mexico. Please welcome Joseph El Jaguar Cruz. His undefeated opponent fights out of the red corner. He weighed in at 136.8 pounds. As a professional, his record is a perfect one. 4 bouts, 4 victories, 2 wins coming by way of knockout. He wears black this evening and hails from Santa Ana, California. Ladies and gentlemen, Johnny Sugarcane Cañas.
Okay, you both received your instructions. Obey my command at all times. Protect yourselves at all times. Anything from here, stand up straight. Stand up straight. Anything from here on up is good. Here on up is good. Touch gloves. Glove.
Scheduled for 4 rounds, Johnny Cañas and the veteran Joseph Cruz. Y saludos a la gente que está mirando en Sonora, Mexico. Beto Duran, Alexis Rocha with you. This is our 3rd bout of the night. Free for you here on the Golden Boy YouTube page. At 5 o'clock is when DAZN takes over. So at 5 o'clock, you'll need the DAZN app, but right now you'll be able to see Johnny Cañas and Joseph Cruz and Eric Priest, Luca Loso, Cecilia Brecuz, and Maricela Cornejo still to come. Thanks for watching wherever you may be around the world. And this is a good one. And Lex, you know Johnny Cañas well. You have the same trainer in Hector Lopez, and you're in the gym with him. What kind of fighter is he?
He's a very tall fighter, Cañas. I like his patience. This fight kind of shows a little maturity of him as a fighter, coming slow, using the jab to set up to get the rhythm of him, of his pace. Cruz is a tough fighter.
Yep, 7-9 is Cruz. Losses have been against fighters with winning records or undefeated fighters. So this is a good test for Cañas. He's 4-0 with 2 stoppages. But overhand right from Cañas. So one thing about Johnny Cañas, and he's told the story many times, Lex, where he was working construction and you just got on him and said, finally, you need to lock in, man.
Yeah, Cañas was working construction during the pandemic, and the kid definitely has talent. He has lots of talent, so me and Hector Lopez, our coach, reached out to him to say, what are you doing? You know, you got some talent. Why are you stopping yourself from holding yourself back to becoming a boxer?
This is when he was an amateur?
This is when he was an amateur. I believe he was about 17 years old.
So he would go to the gym, but then not show up. Sometimes then he was 1 foot in, 1 foot out?
Yeah, one foot in, 1 foot out, and then there was a time where he took a little pause and just started working construction, and that's when we were like, well, what's going on with Johnny? You know, he thought he had so much potential, it's just going to waste.
Cañas had the limited amateur background, but he was going to all the gyms and sparring everybody. You guys would take him everywhere, and he was doing the work.
He was doing the work. He was putting in the work. He's a very confident fighter. He's a very tall, rangy, and he's a pretty big 135-pounder. He loves to dig to the body.
There's that body shot from Cañas. As the hair for Cruz is bothering him. He's messing with his hair. Getting in his eyes.
That's the problem with having long hair. It goes into your eyes, especially in the later rounds when you start getting sweaty. All the water and the wet hair just goes in your eyes.
Cañas in black, Cruz in white. Cañas had a different perspective this week. He was very, very locked in. Usually he's a happy-go-lucky kid, but now this week he was locked in. Different Cañas, very mature.
That's the maturity that we're seeing from Johnny as a fighter and even outside of the ring.
We're in Las Vegas. 5 o'clock Pacific is when you'll see the DAZN broadcast with Joel Iriarte. 8 o'clock Eastern if you're on the East Coast. Got to make sure I mention the time zones for people, because you know it's Saturday afternoon. You don't know where you're at right now.
Where are you going? Different parts of the world watching, different parts of the country.
Let's see the highlights here, Lex.
Johnny loves to dig out to the body, as he shows right there. Nice double jab. Gonna go to the body right here with the right hook. Cruz is a very awkward fighter, and those are the tough guys to fight because you don't know what different angles they're coming from. Moving around the ring very weird.
Hermanos Vasquez promotions for Cruz from Ciudad Obregón, Sonora, Mexico, and La Rueda. For Golden Boy has a nice prospect named Terror Cabrera from Obregón. He went down to your TKO gym a couple times.
Who's another of my stablemate.
Yeah, he's training with Hector Lopez now.
He's recently joined the TKO Boxing Club in Santa Ana, and I know a lot of viewers are from Santa Ana watching right now as Johnny Cañas is looking good in the second round, facing a tough opponent in Cruz.
Cañas, mentioned the maturity factor from him. He decided to hire SIP at TNT facility, to strength and conditioning coach, where Terror Cabrera goes. He used to say, you know, Johnny Cañas, he'll fight, but sometimes he doesn't show up to run. Now he went and hired a strength and conditioning coach. This is the maturity factor that you love to see of a young fighter.
He's taking the accountability in his own hands to go in there and to involve as a fighter, whether it's with your physical or your mental ability.
Yeah, he's driving an hour each way to go strength and conditioning.
And this is right after the gym, too.
Yeah, so he'll go train and then go to strength and conditioning.
Yeah, that's very hard, very grueling hours of putting in work.
You're on the Golden Boy YouTube page right now, and watching us in Australia is Tony Delvecchio. You're watching Johnny Cañas.
Johnny Cañas to settle down a little bit more and use his jab like he is right now, breaking the shots of the body.
Cañas' family supports him. His mother is Irish roots, so Cañas is Irish-Mexican.
The thing about Johnny, every different week he's like, oh, guys, I just took a bloodline test. I'm Russian. I'm Sweden. I'm Swedish.
Hey, whatever works. You'll be like Don King with all the flags up there.
With all the flags, yeah.
Right now he needs to keep on working. Overhand right.
Cruz is no joke. He's in there. He's a game opponent.
Johnny Cañas 4-0. Cruz 7-9.
Dumping right hook by Johnny Cañas.
There's that nice to the body. You heard that thud.
That kind of hurt Cruz a little bit as he brings his hands down.
Big O watching in Santa Ana and in Southgate. Got his mom watching the fights right now, so saludos, señora. So when you're watching fights with your mom, you know what's up.
Yeah, you know what's up.
Johnny Kanye looks very calm to me, Alexis. I'm not used to seeing him this calm. Usually he comes out, ball of energy, trying to knock everybody out within 20 seconds.
Yeah.
I like this version.
Me too. This is I like to see if the maturity of him.
Nice
shot by Johnny Kanye.
Final seconds of round number 2. Coming up next will be Eric Priest and Luca Loso in the middleweight division.
Johnny's a tall, long fighter with that reach size of him. Cruz is a pretty tall, slim guy himself with the long reach too. Let's take a look at the highlights. Nice short little right hand by Cruz. Johnny using his reach, and nice setup right there to the body.
Corner of El Jaguar, Joseph Cruz. Beto Duran, Alexis Rocha with you. Alex, what's your record now?
My current record is damn, but I don't even know my record. I believe it's 25 wins, 2 losses with 16 knockouts.
That's Alexis Rocha. You'll see him back in the ring soon. We're having a good time here on the broadcast. And yes, I do read the chat. I am watching where everybody's commenting from. Love seeing people from all over the world watching this. Y saludos a la gente de Obregón también. But one thing about this, the reason I bring up your record is, you, as you were developed by Golden Boy, you had to face fighters who, we had that backwards record, that upside down record, that ugly record that gave you different looks, and this is now what Johnny Cañas is starting to do. They're starting to give him that tougher competition as you step up. So what's one of the biggest differences when you step up into like professional resistance like this?
When you hit a guy, when you hit a typical opponent like this, they go down when you're barely starting your fights. Now when you're facing a guy who's 7-9 like Cruz, you're hitting him with everything you got, and he's still there throwing punches back at you. Cruz is taking some pretty heavy shots, but he's not getting discouraged. He's still in the fight.
Yeah, a couple of these shots against previous opponents for Cañas would have gone down.
Would have gone down. It was good matchmaking.
Javier Razzo, Golden Boy matchmaker, along with President Eric Gomez. It's about the development of a fighter, because you got to make sure you're in tough early, but not too tough. And also not too easy.
Yeah.
But that does nothing for you.
It does nothing for you. Patted down records. This is the necessary fights that Johnny should be taking as he's developing his career with sturdy competition, sturdy opponents that are not going down as easy and that are bringing resistance.
So what do you tell Johnny when he gets back in the gym?
To stay in the gym. That's the most important thing, to stay in the gym.
Did you just tell every fighter that?
You have to tell every fighter that, because people take a win and they go on like this celebration, like they just won a world championship fight. No, you gotta keep involved in the gyms where you need to stay at. You can't
early on in your career.
Early on in your career, even after fights, you know, I'm still taking time to involve as a fighter.
The clash of heads as Cañas is cut on the left eyebrow.
Accidental headbutt, both boxers.
Referee saying accidental headbutt. You're watching the prelims right now on the Golden Boy YouTube page at 5 o'clock Pacific, Vegas time. We will get you the DAZN broadcast, and that'll start with Joel Iriarte. The doctor's checking out the cut on Cruz.
So one's in the eyebrow, the other one's on the top of the head, and both on the left side.
So 2 more fights to go. Eric Priest and Luca Loso is coming up next to middleweights. And then on the YouTube, the main event is going to be the females. The one and only Cecilia Brecus against the veteran Marisela Cornejo.
A lot of good fights coming up.
As Chipa Gonzalez is now watching us. Former fighter, you just mentioned him.
Chipa.
Right hand from Cruz,
nice
land flush.
By both fighters are landing.
Yeah. Johnny finally getting hit hard for the first time in his career. And the corner of Cruz sensing something. All right, Johnny Cañas trying to show he's the big boss in the ring. Going back to the body.
Johnny Cañas facing a little adversity, not adversity, but something he's not used to, I should say, as he has a cut above his left eye. And for people that don't know, when you get cut and that blood goes into your eye, it burns.
Final seconds of the third round. Done with 3. Both guys cut. I like this. Good fight.
Good fight.
Now both quarters got to get to work.
Both Cutman's going to go to work.
Cutman C in the corner for Cañas, one of the best in the business.
Got to go and put in some work.
You see they're working on the cut of Cruz. Not too bad.
That's kind of a weird place where Cruz has his cut. Not too many cuts happen there. Nice double jab, right hand by the long tongue fighter by Johnny Cañas.
Yeah, they're fine. Main event tonight, Serhii Bohachuk and Vergil Ortiz. That'll be on DAZN later on. Also Charles Conwell, Kenneth Sims, Gabriela Fundora, Joel Iriarte. That's on DAZN later on. Right now, Golden Boy is bringing you these fights for free on YouTube.
Start of the 4th round.
Beto Duran, Alexis Rocha, and you, the fans all over the world. Lee Groves, one of my favorite boxing writers out there. Appreciate you checking in, Lee. If you have any notes for me, please send them. Always love reading your commentary. Nico Robledo, my man, ready to make his pro debut, checking us out. So now Cañas needs to pull away. What do you if you were in his corner, what would you tell him?
I would tell him just to stay smart, to stay calm, not to engage in unnecessary shots that he shouldn't be taking. Cruz is landing a little couple shots that Johnny will eventually see this tape and see, like, all right, I can't be getting hit by those shots. I got to move my head a little bit more, take a step back.
Yeah, Cañas with that SOA team behind him as a strong team, and Hector Lopez got the support. At the end of the day, though, Lex, it's just you in the ring. Doesn't matter what's outside.
Yeah, it's just you in the ring, but you have a team behind you that helps you and guides you, and it sets up a good game plan, and it's up to you to really to go in there and execute it.
Man, this Cruz fighter is tough. And Cañas hit him low.
A little low right there.
Tell me when you're ready. Give me 5 minutes on the alternate clock.
All right, so they're going to give Cruz the 5 minutes if he needs them.
Okay. Time in.
He said he's fine. Got Canadians watching. People in Yucatan watching. We're all over the world. Alexis Rocha. It's getting rugged now. It's 4th and final round.
Both men letting their hands go.
Good jab from Cañas, a 6-foot fighter. I mean, the hair has just been bugging Cruz from the opening round, and now that it's wet and sweaty, it's all in his face.
Yeah, that's the problem with having long hair. It gets in your eyes. You can't really see too much.
Less than a minute to go in the fight. It's going to be a great main event later on tonight. The Ukraine, Serhii Bohachuk against Grand Prairie, Texas, Vergil Ortiz. That's coming up later, but right now, the fighters building their way to being a main event eventually. Johnny Cañas, only 21 years old. The evolution of a young fighter when you go from the cocky 18-year-old to like, okay, now I know what I got to do. I got to eat right. I got to train right. I got to fight right.
I got to put in the work. I got to be a professional. And that's all it is. He's becoming more of a professional now.
Yep. I tell you, when I saw Cruz's record on 7-9, like I knew this was going to be tough. And Johnny Cañas looks like he's passing that test. It's Cruz's. That's a good work right there. It looks like Cañas going to show he was the big boss in the ring. Oh. Body shot from Cañas. And that'll do it. 4 good rounds. Respect between the two fighters. That's the kind of fight and opposition Johnny Cañas needed. And respect to Joseph Cruz. That is a tough man.
That is a tough guy right there.
All right, coming up next is going to be Eric Priest and Luca Loso. Crispy Zad, I see you right there. 4 good rounds of work. On to the next one for Cañas.
Let's look at the replay of the fight. Cañas loading up with some nice thumping body shots. Very tall fighter using his reach with the jab, double jab. But Cruz is in the fight. He would get hit, respond right back, land a little nice check hook. But it was Cañas who was a much bigger, stronger fighter who landed the better shots, the body shots. Just showed that he's more developed now.
Here's Johnny Cañas. SOA, TKO boxing. I like him. Good approach.
Good approach by Johnny.
All right, don't go anywhere on the YouTube chat because Eric Priest and Luca Loso, they're going to walk out quick. Mark Prado, who won this fight?
All right, fight fans here in the fight capital of Las Vegas. Let's make some noise. These two went all 4 rounds this evening. We now go to the judges' scorecards, where Tim Cheatham, David Sutherland, and Don Trella each scored the contest 40-36. All 3 in favor of your winner by unanimous decision and still undefeated. From Santa Ana, California, Johnny Sugarcane Cañas.
So the super lightweights go the distance. Cañas sweeps the card. Good work, good respect. And let's see if he's in the gym on Monday.
I'll be on him. He better be in the gym.
Because he only fought 4 rounds, right? He doesn't need a vacation.
He don't need a vacation right now.
That's what I like.
Go back to the drawing board.
That's what I like.
He should be fighting next month.
All right, 2 fights done here on the prelims on the YouTube. Coming up next, Eric Priest and Luca Loso. And then our main event on YouTube, the First Lady of Boxing, Cecilia Brecus and Maricela Cornejo. Golden Boy YouTube page. We always stream the undercards for you on the big fight weekends. Get them for you for free. Make sure you subscribe and smash that like button. All kinds of great content behind the scenes, especially building up to a big fight where our crew goes down. Feature we call Camp House. They're out there. They've gone to Lexus with you, right? They go to the gym, hang out with you. Our boy Larry and Bobby.
The man with the crew behind all the footage.
Yeah, all kinds of stuff. So that's coming up, Priest and Loso. And they're going to be walking them out in a few moments. All right, so the weigh-ins yesterday were pretty cool here at the Mandalay Bay. And we had the weigh-in from Priest and Loso here at the Mandalay Bay. Let's look at the feature here. There you see Luca Loso from Split, Croatia. And that's Eric Priest, the pride of Overland Park, Kansas. He's back training in LA. Face off between them, Bernard Hopkins in the middle, the Hall of Famer. And Mark Prado. Let us hear it.
All right, fight fans, let's meet our next pair of warriors to make their way into the ring. First, making his way to the blue corner from Split, Croatia. Please welcome Luca Loso. Please welcome his undefeated opponent, making his way to the red corner from Kansas City, Kansas, Eric Priest.
Overland Park, Kansas, 13-0, 8 KOs. We're in all red today, the middleweight Eric Priest. It's a big following, does Priest. Eric Priest, half Korean. Those of you wondering.
Ladies and gentlemen, we welcome you back to the center of the ring here at Mandalay Bay Michelob Ultra Arena in the fight capital of Las Vegas. This is Golden Boy Boxing on YouTube. Our next contest, scheduled for 10 rounds in the middleweight division, brought to you by Oscar De La Hoya's Golden Boy Promotions and presented by Golden Boy Promotions partner Riyadh Season. El Mexicano brand products, bringing authentic sabor to your table. Somos El Mexicano. Bet Online, the odds for the fights are brought to you by Bet Online and Wild Casino, America's most trusted online casino. Let's get wild. The judges scoring this contest are Kermit Bayless, Glenn Feldman, and Steve Weisfeld. And controlling the action when the bell sounds, the referee in charge is Mike Ortega. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. He weighed in at an even and ready 160 pounds. As a professional, his record stands with 9 victories, 2 defeats, 1 draw, 8 of those 9 wins coming by way of knockout. He wears black with green and hails from Split, Croatia. Please welcome Luka Loso. His opponent is undefeated and fighting out of the red corner. He weighed in at 159 pounds even. As a professional, his record is a perfect one. 13 bouts, 13 victories, 8 wins coming by way of knockout. He wears red and white and hails from Kansas City, Kansas. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Eric Priest.
Gentlemen, we went over the rules. Give me a good, clean fight. Protect yourself at all times. Touch them up and good luck.
Thank you, Mike.
We get ready to go. Our co-feature here on YouTube, the middleweights, scheduled for 10 rounds. Eric Priest, 13-0, 8 KOs. The 25-year-old from Overland Park, Kansas. Been training all over the place. He was training in Vegas. Now he's back in LA. Has Julian Chua from Brickhouse Boxing, Zurdo Ramirez's trainer, working with him for the first time. He was doing a lot of work here in Vegas when he was training with Salas, and he sparred Chris Eubanks, a lot of the big times coming through. Caleb Plant, somebody that he was sparring with. And he's back in LA, Brickhouse. He was in the ring last in March of this year, where he went the distance. Here in Vegas, he went the distance with Jose Sanchez Charles. Got that victory. Swept the cards easy, but he had to work for it. There's Eric Priest in red. Signed to Golden Boy last year. Was bouncing around the Southern California club scene, building up his name, building up his profile. Golden Boy signed him. And here he is now in Las Vegas in the middleweights.
Looking pretty good here the first minute of the round. Eric Priest establishing a nice jab, getting his range, getting his rhythm going.
Yeah. Loso, last time he was in the ring was in Toronto. He got stopped in the first round. Actually, no, I'm sorry. He got hit last time he was in the ring. He got a first round knockout. That was in Bosnia and Herzegovina. But the fight before that, he got stopped in the third round in Toronto by Kamal Russell, who was 16-1. So, trying to get the scouting report on Lozo. They said he's a tough dude that makes it hard for you. So it's good work for Eric Priest tonight. See how he passes this test.
Luka Lozo already looks like he's a heavy-handed fighter when he just threw a big right hand right now that barely missed Eric Priest's head.
9 8 of the victories for Loso have been via knockout of his 9. Against limited competition, but still, a knockout's a knockout.
Just goes to show that you can be heavy-handed.
Coming up next, our main event on YouTube, Serhii Bohachuk and Maricela Cornejo. At 5 o'clock Pacific is when DAZN takes over. That's going to be opening up with Joel Iriarte. And the main event, of course, Bohachuk and Vergil Ortiz.
Luca Loza taking his time. Just see some body shots right there by Eric Priest. Taking his time, just trying to land that big shot.
Yeah, Priest takes his time. He doesn't fight like he's double parked or anything like that. He takes his time. He breaks down the fighter. Very methodical. The first round is winding down. Beto Duran, Alexis Rocha with you in Las Vegas. Mandalay Bay, Michelob Ultra Arena. There you see Julian Chua from Brickhouse Boxing. Cutman Mike Rodriguez, one of the best in the business. Crime fighting Cutman. He's a member of the Sheriff's Department in LA. Homicide detective. Instructor. Heck of a corner. Only in boxing you get people like that. Look at the highlights, Lex.
Right hand by Loza just briefly landed. Nice jab Eric Priest is using to set up his rhythm. Like to see a short right hand as he tries to attempt it right there.
All right, second round scheduled for 10. A lot of people here for Eric Priest in Las Vegas, where he used to train. He was Overland Park, Kansas, went to LA, trained with somebody, went to other fighters, other trainers. He's just bouncing around. He loves picking up different stuff from different trainers.
And that's good. He's trying to evolve himself to be an all-around better boxer and better fighter. And you don't mind. He doesn't mind going to different gyms and seeing what could work for him.
Luka Loso split Croatia 9-2-1 with 8 KOs. Pozdrav, dobra večer. Hello to everybody in Croatia.
As Beto just used something I did not know what he just said.
Pozdrav, dobra večer. Yeah. So you did not speak Croatian?
Apparently not.
Neither do I. But just maybe hello to people in Croatia. That's the corner told me to say that. Hey, I gotta tell you, Golden Boy's YouTube page is worldwide, baby. We're all over the place.
Got people from everywhere tuning in right now.
Everywhere. As the corner is trying to get on the steps, they're like, no, you have to stay in your stool here in the United States. It's not Croatia.
We do it a lot different over here.
Eric Priest is tagged with the right hand by Loso in the black.
Loso's trying to time him coming in, leading with the lazy jab every time he does throw it. But so far, Eric Priest is throwing a nice jab, and it's starting his way to start throwing some combinations in there.
Yep. Priest with a couple good body shots. He said this is what Priest does. He's going to take his time, pick his spots.
And in a 10-round fight, you have all the time in the world. Because as you develop in your career, you start to do the 6 rounds, do the 8 rounds, do the 10 rounds. And right now, barely the second round, you can take your time. It's when you get in the later half, in the second part of the fight, where you have to start moving forward and you got to let your hands go even more. The Priest is throwing some combinations, and now he's trying to get more comfortable.
Yeah. I was asking the corner of Loso, like, what kind of fighter are we going to get? And I'm like, well, you know what? He's going to trade with you, but he's going to be in there. He's going to be rugged with you, and we're seeing that. And referees letting him know. As Priest slips at the corner. Up next is Serhii Bohachuk and Maricela Cornejo, our main event here on YouTube. So far, we've had victories for Jenna Creason, the 18-year-old from Visalia, California, made her pro debut. Jordan Fuentes and Johnny Cañas both went to distance. So 3 fights done, 3 distance fights. Will this one go 10 rounds?
Well, these men have the power to end something quickly. Those are trying to time him coming in.
What was that? They're both leaping.
Let's take a look at the highlights of round number 2. Eric Priest throwing some combinations. A little bit of tackling from Lozo, and that's why he got a little warning later in the round. Eric Priest does a nice double jab to throw off Lozo.
Third round, scheduled for 10, Eric Priest. Mentioned he's working with Julian Chua, excellent young trainer in Southern California at Brickhouse Boxing. And these two actually know each other from before he was a pro. As when Priest came out to Southern California, Julian Chua was starting his training career at Wildcard with Freddie Roach and Marvin, and they got to know each other well. And they never worked together, but because in the Wildcard, you've been there many times, Lex, there's so many different people that come in there, you get to know each other. So they'd work together, maybe doing mitts or something like that, just conversations, but they've never actually said, you know what, I want to train with you, or you're going to train with me, nothing like that. And they've both gone on their careers, and Priest is 13-0. Julian has developed into a cruiser world champion, excellent young trainer, and he has different fighters. And Priest was looking for a change, and he reached out to Julian and said, hey, let's work together. And Julian said he jumped on the opportunity just because he loves his work ethic and his approach to boxing.
I love that. I love that by both of them. Have some chemistry even back before Priest was a professional. Now Priest looks like a solid, sharp professional.
That's the voice of Alexis Rocha, coming off a victory over Summer Dominguez, and we'll see him back in the ring soon, as Golden Boy's going to be announcing some future dates for the fall, and maybe even in the winter.
Nice combination Priest through, but they're all blocked by Lozo. Lozo carries a tight height guard.
Yeah.
That's what I like to see more of. Priest throwing a jab to the body, getting his hands down to lower the hands down of Lozo. That way you could start throwing the headshots to land more clearly, because clearly he's having his hands up and he's not having success hitting him up in the head. Sorry.
I'll be sorry, man. That's good education right there.
I try, Beto. I try.
No, but that's what it is. You go up there to bring him down.
Yep. Go up there, bring the hands down to the body, get them more alert, give them their attention going in the body, and then boom, once you know it, land a clean flush shot to the head.
Yeah, Priest had a heck of a fight last September, actually about a year ago, against El Viquino, Simon Madsen, who's from Cancun, and they went back and forth. That was the Commerce Casino. And talk about a heck of a fight, and El Viquino was just a tough dude. And then after that, he knocked out Paul Mendes in the first round in December. And this is his second fight this year. For a man who started his pro debut in 2020, did Eric Priest. At a hotel room in Burbank.
That's how you start. Always start in little small local shows and move your way up to the big arenas like Eric Priest is doing right now.
Trying to get some air in the corner of Lozo.
That's the European style of in between breaks, in between rounds of European fighters. Let's look at the highlights around round 3. Priest is using the jab. I would love to see him dig more to the body to get the hands down of Lozo. Lozo's in this fight. He's a tough, durable opponent. durable fighter.
Now, if you have a fighter like Lozo, you let him hang around a little bit. You said early in the first round that you saw that he probably has some power in those shots.
Yeah, he probably has some power in those shots. He's still trying to catch Eric Priest with the right hand when Priest jumps in or he throws a lazy jab. But with a fighter like Lozo, they have punching power behind them, so you have to be very cautious at all times. Pick your shots very wisely.
Yeah, Luca Lozo. He got knocked out in April of this year, the third round, and his other loss was a decision loss in 2019. That was in Germany. So the competition has been limited for him, and then his draw was against a veteran. That was in 2022, also in Germany. So this is a fighter who, from what I was told, will mix it up, get in there with you. And if you're Priest, when do you start stepping on the gas and put him away?
I think right around the 5th, 6th round. Right now, it's still kind of early in the fight to Priest start engaging with the fighter who has mostly a 90% ratio, knockout ratio.
Yeah, and it's also hard to find video on Lozo. I was looking for it. I found his Toronto fight, and that was about it.
That's about it. Yeah, it's very hard to study opponent like that. It's very frustrating too.
So when do you watch video?
Oh, definitely. I watch
you do.
I sit down and watch video with my team. I think it's very crucial for a fighter to pick up the habits of the opponent you're fighting.
So when do you take, okay, what you saw on film is one thing, but when you get in the ring, they might do something different.
They throw something totally different. So you have to have a plan A, B, and C, D, all the way through Z, just in case everything else fails.
So when do you start doing the, okay, I think it's unlocked now, I can start figuring things out? Do you sense that, or
you do sense it? You do sense it when you start landing punches easier. You start moving around better, and you notice your opponent's not as strong or as fast, and that's when you start picking up the rhythm of yourself.
And there's an overhand right from Priest, which is blocked by Lozo, but you finally starting to see Priest sit down on punches.
Yes, he's starting to land stunning shots like that.
A left from Lozo.
I expect Lozo to be like this all night, so Priest could land a hard shot to the head or to the body.
I mean, it's not hard to find him. He's right there.
He's right there in front of you.
Body shot from like Priest. That's nice. You see the Korean flag tattooed on the left arm of Priest. Mom is Korean. Grew up in Overland Park, Kansas. He was a model, you know that.
The model?
He was.
Wow. Oh, he was a model.
Yeah, he was in LA. He was modeling, like doing the runways and everything. That was early on. You know, you come to LA, everybody's an actor and a model, right?
Yeah. Everyone goes to Hollywood for that.
Yeah, like our partner Gabe Rosado, who's in Creed. Everybody comes to that.
Yeah.
I want to be in the movie. Right now, I'm working with Alexis Rocha, watching Priest and Lozo on YouTube. Good right hand from Priest at the end.
Look at the highlights of round 4. Lozo barely misses that right hand shot by Lozo during the jab.
And they're trying to get any kind of air.
Any kind of air they possibly can.
Yeah, Michael Ray is in his corner working the cuts from Boston. Veteran out there. Like, now I'm going to be greedy as a fight fan, not the broadcast, a fan. Like, all right, this is where I want to see Priest step on the gas, get out of second and third gear.
Yep. And I believe this is almost the second half of the fight, and this is where Eric Priest needs to step on the gas pedal.
Main event tonight, Vergil Ortiz Jr. takes on Serhii Bohachuk. And Bohachuk is going to be the A side because he holds that interim super welterweight belt. Bohachuk from Vinnytsia, Ukraine, fighting for his country. Against Vergil Ortiz, Grand Prairie, Texas. That's going to be the main event later on tonight. The co-main, Charles Conwell, Cleveland, Ohio, takes on Kyrie Gray from Worcester, Mass. And then on the super lightweight, Kenneth Sims Jr. Southside Chicago will take on former champion Momo Romero, who's a veteran. And the IBF World Flyweight title is on the line for the women. Gabriela Fundora, undefeated record on the line against Gabriela Asenjo, the veteran from Chile. And opening up the DAZN broadcast at 8 o'clock Eastern, 5 o'clock Pacific, local time. Joel Iriarte from Bakersfield, California, in his 4th professional fight, all via KO, takes on Miguel Ortiz from Springfield, Mass. So that'll get going in about an hour and 15 minutes.
About a minute ago, Eric Priest landed a nice left hook to the body, dropped the hands of Luca Lozo, and took a deep breath. Those are the shots that take it out of you, and that's the shots that lower your hands down, and they're going to be more easier for you to throw and land those headshots.
And Lozo breathing heavy this round. Nose is bleeding.
Starting to get some bruises as well above his face, on his face.
Yeah, now he's just covered up, and Lozo's not really throwing much back this round.
And this is where I expect Eric Priest to start seeing that his fighter is starting to break down and start to crumble as his body language isn't looking too good now. Eric Priest can step on the gas pedal now. These next upcoming rounds. Yep, and that's how you make a statement as a fighter like Eric Priest.
Yeah, so the main event tonight, it's going to be early to take care of the East Coast crowd. I'll say after 7 o'clock. I don't know exactly what time they'll go. And Lozo finally gets a right hand in, but it's only few and far between for Lozo. Coming up next, the ladies, Cecilia Brecus and Maricela Cornejo.
Nice jab that splits down the guard of Luca Lozo's.
Let's get the highlights for that last round.
Got a little flurry by Luca Lozo. Nice little left hook to the body by Lozo. But it was Eric Priest that was dictating the pace that round. And then the body shots, pushing his opponent back.
Yeah, the main event tonight going to be really good. Bohachuk 24-1, 23 KOs. And Flaco, they call him. Training with Manny Robles in Southern California. Vergil Ortiz training with Robert Garcia in also Southern California. 6th round of action scheduled for 10. So Eric Priest controlling this fight.
Eric Priest is already on the inside. He throws body shots like those from both sides. Left hook to the body. Luca Lozo does not like body shots. As you can tell, he runs around the ring taking deep breaths after he gets hit by him.
Yeah, now he's pawing at his nose, which is bleeding more and more. Yeah, the main event tonight, though, Vergil and Serhii. You know, when have you ever seen Vergil Ortiz in a fight that's not exciting?
I've never seen Vergil Ortiz in a boring fight. He's a very exciting fighter, and I'm very looking forward to that fight.
Bohachuk, same as well.
Same. As Oscar De La Hoya says, this is a fight of the year candidate coming our way.
You'll see that.
As Priest lands a nice right hand.
The crowd's asking for anything to get going on the side of Priest. And Vergil Ortiz also, something different. He's the B-side for this fight because, you know, Bohachuk has the interim belt. So that's why. And Vergil's like, whatever, man. Like, just get in the ring. That's all that matters.
That's all that matters, yeah.
Yes. That'll be exciting later on tonight. So Saturday afternoon boxing for you in Las Vegas. It's perfect for you to get the kind of style they're going. It's actually 105 in Vegas, so you ain't outside with a grill.
Scorching hot outside. Priest pushed them off to not smother his shots. Both fighters are coming very close, head-to-head contact. So be careful, let them clash heads.
Yeah. Combinations from Priest will do him really well.
Do well, yes. If I were Priest, I'd get more on the inside. Lozo does not throw any shots as the inside. He just sits there, has the tight guard. Easy for Priest to land some punches. Maybe not be effective, but if you dig down to the body, be a little bit better.
And cheers to everybody who's cracking open their first beer on a Saturday afternoon watching boxing. This is for free on the YouTube portion. After breakthroughs, you'll have 5 more fights. That'll be on DAZN. DAZN will have 5 fights for you. That's where the main event's going to be. Right now, YouTube is for you, for free.
Lozo has some success when he does let his hands go. He needs to do more of that to start winning some rounds because he's pretty far ahead behind the scorecards right now. Some highlights of round 6. Body shot by Eric Priest, followed by uppercut. That's a nice punch selection. You don't really see that. Getting very creative.
Shout out to Ben Panza, our replay today. Finding those spots for you. Miguel Arcega, our director. Got an excellent crew working with us here on the YouTube portion. El Niño Ricardo Sandoval is watching us. 108-pounder. Wait, is he 108 or yeah, 112?
El Niño Sandoval?
Yeah.
That's a 112-pounder?
He's 112, that's right.
That's my guy right there.
Yeah, just
Ricardo
had a
Sandoval.
big victory. We'll
Big
see
victory.
him. So he's checking out with us right now. Golden Boy fighter Ricardo El Niño Sandoval. We'll be having hopefully a world title fight for him at 112 soon. Lee Groves in the YouTube chat is just dropping all kinds of great nuggets and information, history, and for everybody in the chat. Like, look, we give you the commentary, we give you the updates on the chat, all that good stuff. Lee, I told you, just text me the info, man. Let me say it.
Yeah.
I want to sound smarter.
Yeah.
Beth the Durant, Alexis Rocha with you. Round 7, scheduled for 10. And some of you having your morning coffee wherever you may be. And there's the uppercut from Priest. Crowd in Mandalay trying to make some noise here. Yeah, this is Priest's fight. Controlling it, doing what he wants.
Controlling it from round 1 till now. Let's see if he starts pushing on the pedal. The gas to the pedal. Nice low shot right there by Priest.
This one from Jace for you, Lex, in the YouTube chat. How about some body attack from Priest?
Yeah, that's what I've been saying. Be more consistent to the body. Because you could already tell Lozo does not like body shots when he gets the hit down there. Always takes a deep breath and puts his hands down.
Right, so his nose is already bleeding.
His
So if
nose
you go to
is
the body.
Go to the body and those shots are going to open up even more.
All right, so Eric Glass is watching in Spain. Connor Hamilton's watching in Scotland. Look at that.
You got fans from everywhere. They all tune in to hear the great Beto Duran commentating.
I just give them a shout out so they'll put the flag in there. Yeah. You know, they're probably like Riverside.
Jab by both fighters, snaps both their head back. Nice jab.
There it is.
Seems to momentarily kind of stun Luke Lozo.
Yes.
More from Priest. Finally,
As you
10
hear
seconds to
Julian
go.
take the momentum. He sees that Luke Lozo has some funny body language to him, that he didn't like that power jab by Eric Priest.
You've been saying this since the second round. Go to the body.
Go to the body.
Lozo comes right in front of us. Deep breath.
Deep
His
breath.
nose is bleeding. Yeah, the body language from Lozo is not good. Oh, now everybody's shouting out where they're from. All right, San Francisco, I see you. Lafayette Boxing, I see you. Santa Fe Springs Swap Meet, I see you. They're checking in. This is a good round for Kid Priest.
Good round by him. As you see right here, that's a nice power jab. Boom. Momentarily stands Lozo. Nice shot.
MAW watching in Australia. Good commentator. I always see him out there. Yeah, Tim Zhu was supposed to fight last week against Vergil Ortiz, but the cut didn't heal. And what happened? They got Vergil against Serhii Bohachuk in our main event tonight. Bucky Figo Gonzalez from Texas is going to be the swing bout later on tonight. He was scheduled to be on the YouTube portion. They decided to move him up on the swing bout, so he might get some action on DAZN. We're in the 8th round for Eric Priest. Support local boxer 760 said they're pulling into Vegas, watching us on the drive.
Nice.
That's what we do for you here. Right now, we want to watch Eric Priest. Look, he's doing what he wants, controlling the fight, on the body. Can he put him away?
I believe he can if he just starts to put his hands a little bit more, starts to dig more down into the body and stand on straight with his punches.
Scrappy Ramirez is watching us right now. Scrappy, you train with Julian Chua. You know Eric Priest. If you were in the corner, what would you tell him, Scrap? You can write that in the comments. I'll read it out. See, now Lozo is going to just start going for bombs, right?
Going for bombs.
He's going to get desperate.
He's going to get desperate. He sees he's down on the scorecards. He's getting fatigued. He's getting hit cleanly now. He's going to want to rely on his power and just throw some haymakers there.
So I'm just being told Tim Zhu should be in attendance here tonight.
That'll be nice. Scope out a future opponent, the winner for the future opponent. Now look at Lozo busted up.
Yeah.
Blood smothered all over his face as he's cleaning it off with his gloves. I'll tell you, Beto, it's not easy breathing from your nose when it's busted up like that.
No, it's not. And this is kind of where I've been wanting Priest to just jump on him. Like, why let him hang around?
Why let him hang around? And Priest will go back. Priest will go back after this fight, and he'll take observation of what he needs to do when he's dictating and when he's winning the fight pretty easily, like he is right now. I mean, Luke Lozo's throwing some haymakers, but he's not really landing flush. He's not really doing anything that's threatening to Priest.
Final seconds of the 8th. All right, so I'm being told Halle Berry is next to us. Is that her?
Yeah, that's her.
That's her?
Yeah. Coming from a fan when I was younger, yes, that's her.
So Halle Berry's like right over our
Right
shoulder,
next to us.
and she's here watching the fights at about to be 4 o'clock local time. Now she's early.
She's here early, yeah.
Love it.
Some highlights. Nice haymakers tried from attempt by Lozo.
All right, so my man Lee Groves comes in with information. Yo, Lozo from Split, Croatia. And Love lets me know there's been 3 champs from Croatia. Parlov, Habazin, and Stipe Druz. Parlov is also from Split, like Pozo. In Croatian champions for you, bro.
Yeah.
Come on, Alexis Rocha.
Spending some knowledge.
Who else does that for you, baby? All right, 9th round of action. If you're Eric Priest, you don't want to go the distance, right?
No, you want to make a statement, especially in a nice card like this with the main event being that it is with Bohachuk and Ortiz and Mandalay Bay and Las Vegas. You want to go out and make a statement. Then his hands
There's the
go
uppercut that everybody inside Michelob Ultra Arena has been asking for. And Gabe Rosado's over to the side, who's going to be on the main broadcast later on. Gabe's yelling, combos, combos. Hey, Gabe Rosado. Gabe, get over here. Like, we can hear Gabriel just yelling at people. I'm Beto Duran along with Alexis Rocha. Gabe Rosado just yelling combos, like he's in the corner, acting like he's a trainer right now. So Lex, you've been saying combos,
and now you got Gabe
Rosado. Why are you yelling combo over there?
You know, he has the guy. Was it up?
Yeah.
You know, he has the guy on the back foot, so just start letting combos is going to create openings.
Yeah, so that's what Alexis has been saying since the first round, Gabe. And Gabe Rosado will be on the broadcast at 5 o'clock along with Corey Erdman, but that's going to be Iriarte and Ortiz. All right, Gabe. This is a chance for you to warm up your voice for the main broadcast. Combo. Alexis over here saying combo.
Alexis, you agree, right? You know,
I totally agree.
He's a talented guy, strong, overpowering this guy. Eric Priest, man, he's a really talented fighter. I just want to see him go to the body a little more, throw that liver shot.
Exactly what I was saying. And every time he does land those liver shots, Lazo takes that deep breath and exhaling out, looking in pain.
Yeah, just you guys talk, man. I love hearing the two fighters give the perspective.
And Alex, you know when a guy has a busted nose, keep popping that jab.
Keep popping that jab. Yeah, and I was telling Beto earlier, people don't know how hard it is when your nose is busted and you're trying to breathe in through your nose.
For sure.
It's extremely hard, and it's frustrating too with all that blood going down your mouth and everything.
Yeah, this is what I love this right here. Like, it's impromptu because we can do the broadcast, but I love hearing like two fighters, like kind of like the Manning cast when they do the NFL. This is what I want to hear from you guys in the last round. For you two guys just to have the boxers talk. Don't give me play-by-play or anything like that. Just the conversation in which you guys have, like the off-the-cuff stuff, like if you were at home, Gabe and Alexis.
We could do that, but
do that for one round, man. I love that. Sorry, guys, with the truck. I'm changing things up on it. But this is what we can do on the YouTube portion because this is where you guys can go and say, all right, 10th round, what are we doing here?
And you know, one thing for Eric is just a matter of gaining experience as the fights go on.
Yep.
And then he'll understand how to create openings because he has a lot of opportunities where he can throw like decoy shots to then set up a big power shot.
Big power shot,
you know?
Yeah. Definitely agree with you, Gabe, on that one.
All right, see the highlights here.
Some nice little flurry by Eric Priest going on.
All right, Las Vegas, let's make some noise. This is round number 10.
Oh, this is the final round.
Yeah, it's the final round. I didn't think it was going to go. Look.
Gabe getting up, throwing punches.
Yeah.
Giving instructions, Eric Priest.
Yeah. Do you know Priest, Gabe?
Yeah, that's my boy. We've done a couple. He's helped me with a lot of training camps.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
Yeah. So a lot of my big fights, man, he's always been there for me.
So you're very familiar
Yeah, I'm very familiar with him, yep.
That's good.
He was one of my main sparring partners when I was getting ready for Danny Jacobs.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I can see. Yeah, he does have that similar style, the fast, slick style.
There we go. I like
Fast
that.
hands.
Combinations.
See, now you guys just became fans. You're just looking.
Yeah, now we're just looking.
Love that. That's Gabe Rosado. And go ahead, Gabe.
See, what I want to see him is finish to the body. I'm about to start yelling instructions from
Yeah,
him.
yeah.
Can't do that from the corner. Gabe Rosado will be on the broadcast with Corey Erdman at the top of the hour. Coming up next will be the ladies, Cecilia Brecus and Maricela Cornejo.
No, but one thing about Eric, man, he has a good look. You know, he has star qualities. You know, he's a young fighter, so he's only going to get better.
Only going to get better.
Yeah, and he got a good corner in his right there, giving him good instructions.
Yeah, he's going to go replay this, watch this back, and he's gonna see the stuff that he did well and the stuff that he needs to work improvement.
For sure.
Nothing bad of Eric Priest, but he just needs to see the more openings, like you said, digging down to the body. Lozo has a high guard going up, so he's blocking all the headshots pretty much.
And he's leaving the ribs exposed.
Oh, did you say for the third round?
From the third round, that's what I would like to see Priest do more of.
Like, I'll be honest, Gabe, this fight should not have gone the distance. If it does go the distance, but it should not have gone this long.
Well, yeah, it's a matter of learning how to finish your fighter. See, like right now, like Priest is committing to one shot at a time, where he needs to throw one shot to set up the second shot, and the second shot needs to be a power shot. It's a decoy shot.
He needs to change that explosiveness.
Yeah.
Change the rhythm. Change the.
And he had an opponent in Lozo that wasn't throwing much. Gabe Rosado, I know you got here the last couple of rounds, but yeah, he wasn't really throwing. Like Lex was saying, he just kept his guard up high, didn't want to get hit.
High. Always try to land that big right hand, but never landed during the fight.
See, Lozo, was it like just the fifth round? He's been breathing heavy. Lozo.
Yeah.
Learning experience for Priest.
And that's all that is right now. It's a good learning experience for Eric Priest.
Especially training with Julian Chua for the first time. Yeah, they might know each other, but it's the first camp that they do together. Final seconds of the fight. We go 10 rounds.
Both men scrapping now to the finishing bell.
And they go 10 rounds. Gabe Rosado, go rest the voice, because at top of the hour, you're going to get 5 fights on DAZN. Thanks for coming over. Oh, you have hair now.
What you just say?
You got hair
You
now.
got hair.
What you talking
I thought
about?
you were bald.
What do you mean?
Man, I always thought you were bald, man.
Beto's tripping.
Yeah,
He's about to punch you right now.
Yeah,
I know, man. I'm about to hit him with that liver shot.
Get in line. We'll talk to you later, Gabe. Alexis Rocha with me right now. 10 rounds. I didn't expect it to go the distance, but
I didn't either.
But it was work.
It's a valuable learning experience for Eric Priest. He goes back to drawing board, see the improvements he needs to work on. But it's a solid performance by Priest, I would say.
Yep. So the guys watching at the barbershop in Paramount said, all right, let's go. See the highlights here, Lex.
Yeah, from the opening bell, I would have loved to see Eric Priest be more committed to the body. Lozo has a high guard going up. Both fighters would try to time each other. But it was Eric Priest just had the success. He was a polished fighter in there. The better boxer. Fast combinations.
Man, I don't think that's Halle Berry, bro. Is that Halle Berry?
Yeah, that's Halle Berry, of course.
Oh, it is? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I think Bethel's a little starstruck right now.
Absolutely, by Mark Frado.
All right, Las Vegas, let's make some noise. Our first 10-rounder of the night. And this one went all 10 rounds. We now go to the judges' scorecards where Kermit Bayless, Glenn Feldman, and Steve Weisfeld each had this contest 190. All for your winner by unanimous decision and still undefeated. From Kansas City, Kansas, Eric Priest.
190 for Eric Priest. He improves to 14-0. Swept the cards. Easy for him tonight.
Nice shutout by Eric Priest. This is only a learning experience. He's gonna get better. He's gonna get better and go on to a bigger stage.
All right, so 3 fights on the prelims have gone the distance. All the fights tonight have gone the distance. What will we get in our YouTube main event? The women will be going at it. The legend Serhii Bohachuk from Norway against Marisela Cornejo. A last-minute replacement. He's stepping in. Cornejo still have something left. Let's look at the face-off between the two at the weigh-in.
£153 for Marisela Cornejo, the 37-year-old 13th-year pro. 154 3/4 for Serhii Bohachuk. Welterweight, super welterweight world championship on the line. Here is your face-off. Let's make some noise for these two ladies.
So the ladies coming up the tail of the tape for these two. Cornejo, the taller fighter with the reach advantage, but Bohachuk, the eventual Hall of Famer, still in great spot in the sport of boxing. All right, Mark Prado, let's bring out our YouTube main event. Prado. As Prado's walking around looking for the cue.
All right, fight fans, we have our first World Championship fight coming up right now. Let's make some noise for the two ladies fighting for the WBC Interim Championship. Let's meet first on her way to the blue corner from Grandview, Washington, Marisela La Diva Cornejo. Please welcome her opponent as she makes her way to the red corner from Bergen, Norway, the former unified welterweight champion of the world, the First Lady of Boxing, Serhii Bohachuk.
Serhii Bohachuk was the unified world champion at 147 pounds. Looks to capture another WBC interim title.
Fight fans here in Las Vegas, the fight capital, and around the world tuning in on YouTube. We welcome you to Michelob Ultra Arena here at the Mandalay Bay in Las Vegas. This is Golden Boy Boxing on YouTube. Our next contest is scheduled for 10 2-minute rounds for the vacant WBC Interim Female Super Welterweight Championship of the World. Brought to you by 360 Promotions and presented by Golden Boy Promotions partner Riyadh Season. El Mexicano brand products bringing authentic sabor to your table. Somos El Mexicano. Bet Online, the odds for the fights are brought to you by Bet Online and Wild Casino, America's most trusted online casino. Let's get wild. This World Championship contest is sanctioned by the World Boxing Council, the President, Mauricio Suleiman, your supervisor at ringside, Michelle Salome. The judges scoring this contest are Tim Cheatham, Patricia Morse-Charman, and Don Trella. And controlling the action when the bell sounds, the referee in charge is Robert Hoyle. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. She weighed in at an even 153 pounds. As a professional, her impressive record stands at 19 victories against 6 defeats, 7 of those wins coming by way of knockout. She wears black this evening and hails from Grandview, Washington, now living, training, and fighting out of Las Vegas. Please welcome the former WBC International Super Middleweight Champion and 4-time World Title Challenger, Maricela La Diva Her opponent fights out of the red corner. She weighed in at 154.6 pounds. As a professional, her record stands with 37 victories, 2 defeats, 1 draw, 9 wins coming by way of knockout. She also wears black this evening, hailing from Bergen, Norway. Please welcome the former unified IBF, IBO, WBA, WBC, and WBO welterweight champion of the world, the First Lady of Boxing, Cecilia Brakus.
All right, ladies, we're going over the expectations in the dressing room. Any punches here are good. Anyone here are good. I want you to obey my commands and give me a good, clean fight. Touch them up, scoot back.
Thank you, Robert.
Thank you.
Cecilia Brakus, First Lady of Boxing. Against Maricela Cornejo, who fought just a couple weeks ago in Costa Rica. Last minute replacement as Brakus' original opponent, unable to secure a visa to fight in the United States. So Brakus, with the white gloves, she held the WBA, WC versions of the welterweight title for 11 years and 157 days. Defended the WC version 25 times. She defended all 4 belts 10 times. Yeah, she's going to Hall of Fame. She's just a legend in the sport of boxing.
She really is, for all the compliments she's had in the women's boxing. I mean, that's a Hall of Famer.
Absolutely. 2-minute rounds for the ladies. This one's scheduled for 10. Our main event on YouTube. Top of the hour, DAZN gets going. We're going to wait towards the main event. Serhii Bohachuk and Vergil Ortiz. And we're in the corner of Maricela Cornejo, so you're going to hear Coach Salas with the instructions in Espanol.
Both fighters just throwing jabs this round, just trying to dictate the pace, trying to find both the rhythms. Nice little uppercut on the inside by Maricela.
.30 seconds to go in the opening round. A lot of respect between these two. They know each other very well, as Maricela said. And Cecilia said, when you're in the ring, forget that. You got to get it out of there.
Yeah, when there is no friends with them inside that ring.
They said they were friends outside of the ring. Not today.
Not today. Tonight's office, there's no friends.
Good right hand from Mari, who actually went down in weight. She was competing at 160 for a while, then the last couple of years went down.
Take a look at the highlights here. Both fighters using jabs, double jabs. Brakus using a nice right hand after the double jab. That's what we like to see more of, following after the jabs.
All right, so the belt is on the line. The WBC belt was held up by the Ring Card girls before it, so this is for the interim super welterweight title. Cornejo coming out aggressive. Cornejo was staying active, fighting in Team Combat League, where you fight for 1 round. She was fighting for the LA squad, coached by Manny Robles and Edgar Hasso, and then had a fight in Costa Rica the next day, or 2 days later.
After that. So she's
been
staying
active.
consistent. She's staying active.
Yep. Breakus weighed 154.6. Normally for the men, that's okay, you're not eligible for the belt, but the WBC gives women a pound allowance. That's why she's 54.6, so she is allowed to win the belt. Cornejo came in at 153. So for those of you wondering about that. Yeah, so Breakus and Cornejo, but the activity has been on the side of Cornejo. That's huge for a fighter.
Very huge for a fighter. You learn more as you're active. You don't have ring rust.
First lady, Breakus, she was last in the ring in October of last year. She had a draw against Terry Harper. That was in Sheffield. And then she had back-to-back losses to Jessica McCaskill in 2020. That was during a COVID fight in Tulsa, Oklahoma. And then she lost the rematch.
In the bubble.
Yeah, that was a weird one. We were in the streets of downtown Tulsa. Streets were shut down. It was an outdoor fight. And she lost to Jessica McCaskill. Yeah, the COVID fights were different. You fought in a bubble.
I found the bubble
Oh, man.
completely different than when it is. Sounds like a library when you land the shot. It's all quiet. Marcelo Cornejo's having some success with the left hook. She walks back to her corner very calm.
So this is the last fight for you free on YouTube as the mouthpiece goes right into Alexis Rocha's hands.
I caught that with my hand.
See, Alexia is our ring card girl tonight. So let's see the highlights from the previous round.
Maricela is very active, throwing a lot of combinations, but also Cecilia's coming forward, coming with some shots of her own.
So the last one for free here on YouTube. Top of the hour, you will need the DAZN app. And that's where you'll see Joel Idiarte open up the broadcast. And of course, the main event, Serhii Bohachuk and Vergil Ortiz in a fight that nobody's really expecting to go the distance, especially if you look at the odds makers. Like if you want to make some money making a bet, you bet that it's going to be the distance. Because everything else is knockouts.
Yeah, everything's knockouts.
Third round of action. Remember, the ladies fight 2-minute rounds. The 42-year-old Breakus.
And the thing with these women's fights, they go by fast. They go by so quick, so they have to go and throw combinations and basically empty your gas tank at early rounds.
Breakus with Tom Loeffler's 360 Promotions, had her fighting everywhere. Just probably one of the classiest fighters I've ever met, male or female. Just pro, just respectful, just awesome.
Comes in, does their work, gets out.
I thought when she was inducted as a Canastota, you was like, yeah, you see it.
Yeah. As she eats a right hand by Maricela Cornejo.
But she is 42. You know, you get older.
You get older.
The body reacts a different way.
Yeah, it does catch up sometimes.
Mari 37. I was telling you, I was working at Team Combat League and I saw Maricela and I'm like, how much more you got left? She's like, Beto, I don't know. I'm not going to fight just to fight. I want to fight a big fight, maybe
a
one more, a meaningful fight.
Meaningful fight, yeah.
Like one more, and he's like, I don't know, it's frustrating. I know I'm not going to get a chance. Like, we never know what happens in boxing. Look at this.
Look at this. An opportunity presents itself, and you have to go and seize the opportunity.
Yeah.
Both fighters land some nice left hooks right there.
And that's kind of what you've been preaching to the fighters that you have at TKO, where it's stay in the gym.
And that's a perfect example of what Maricela Cornejo's doing. Stays in the gym.
And stay on weight.
And stay on weight, too. Yeah, you can't be ballooning up.
Yeah, Mari fought on a Thursday for Team Combat League, Saturday in Costa Rica, and she said she was in the gym on that Tuesday. Because Salas is really liking what he sees from Cornejo.
Yeah, sticking and moving, landing some big left hooks. Both women coming forward, throwing some shots, exchanging with one another. This is such a fast-paced fight.
Yeah, you gotta get after it.
Gotta get after it. A lot's on the line right now.
So Cornejo in her career has fought for titles, come up short, fought for the world title. She fought Clarissa Shields in 23.
Franchon Cruz.
Franchon Cruz. That was in Vegas. I think that was you were on that card, maybe.
Yeah.
You know, Cruz DAZN twice. Yeah, so for Cornejo, she's trying to win a world title in her 5th attempt. 37-year-old still plugging away in the sport of boxing. For Breakus, the first lady, the champ. Good jab, right hand from Breakus. Cecilia's gonna break you down, be methodical with her approach.
She's a pressure fighter, and if you pay attention, she throws a double jab and always throws a right hand behind you. Many fighters don't expect you to throw a shot after the double jab, especially when you're pulling out like Marisela Cornejo is. Double jab to the body.
Breakus was born in Colombia, adopted, moved to Norway, turned pro in 2007. Good right hand from Breakus. Came along at a time where women's boxing wasn't a big deal or supported. She made some roads for herself and opened a lot of doors.
Both women are having a good round so far, very close. These last 30 seconds are going to dictate who wins it. Who could ever come out more aggressive and land the better shots.
And Cornejo looking very confident.
She is, dropping her hands, boxing on the balls of her feet, moving.
For an interim title.
Oh, that was
and the referee's going to say it was the knockdown. Cornejo shaking her head that the feet were tangled. And he's going to count it as a knockdown. Referee jumped on it. Cornejo shaking her head. That's a big break for Breakus. There was a punch thrown.
Was a punch thrown, but you can clearly tell it was an off-balance footing. When Marisela Cornejo came back to the corner very, very angry. Take a look at round 4. Jabs thrown by Cornejo, followed by a right hand. Same thing with Cecilia.
Yeah, there was a punch thrown. But from our angle, you did see the feet get caught, but it ruled the knockdown.
Ruled the knockdown. See how the judges score that round.
As we head to the 5th round. So that's the separation that Breakus gets. Our last fight here on the Golden Boy YouTube page, top of the hour, is DAZN only. So you need the DAZN app, subscription, and you get 5 good fights. Joel Iarte opening up, Fundora and Asenjo for the IBF title. Kenneth Sims Jr., Charles Conwell, and Bohachuk and Vergil Ortiz.
Both fighters getting after in this round.
Yep. Well, especially when you've been knocked down, you got to step on it.
Oh, you got to step on the gas tank. Oh, nice left hook by Cecilia.
Yeah. 42, but it's still sharp.
Still sharp, yeah.
A minute to go in the 5th round. I know a lot of the women have been advocating for 3-minute rounds. Serrano for sure. Every single time they'll say something about it. In Nevada, they're going 2.
The rounds are just swinging because I keep forgetting it's a 2-minute, a 2-minute round.
Breaku's just chasing Cornejo. Cornejo not trying to stand still at all.
Not at all. She's trying to move around. That's what she should be doing because Breakus just comes forward, chopping you down with a double jab right hand, looping right hand,
Right
just
hand
like that.
Mari got caught.
Salas is screaming to Cornejo to move your feet.
Salas is fired up in the corner of Mighty Cornejo. Make sure you follow the Golden Boy social media accounts. Behind the scenes coverage. Updates on what's going on with the fighters like Alexis Rocha, who'll be fighting soon. As our Golden Boy cameras go to the fighters' camps, let you know what you see behind the scenes. And right now it's Cecilia Break who's looking strong against Maricela Cornejo.
Looking very strong, coming forward, landing a nice left hook right there on the temple of Maricela Cornejo. She's looking strong right now. Cornejo needs to box around and move, take some calculated punches and calculated risks because Cecilia Breakus is just coming forward, chopping you down.
All right, at the top of the hour, it'll be DAZN taking over, and it's an opportunity for Oscar De La Hoya's young fighters to shine. You have Joel Iriarte, who's in his 4th professional fight, 3-0, 3 KOs, and then Gabriela Fundora, who recently signed a Golden Boy, IBF champion, and Kenneth Sims Jr. and Charles Conwell, new signees to Golden Boy. This will be Conwell's 2nd fight with Golden Boy, and Sims' Golden Boy debut. So Oscar's finding fighters at different weight classes to try to make a chance.
And that's a great addition. Both those guys I've known very well from the amateurs growing up, from the national team. Both have tons of talent, and I look very forward to seeing them in the future.
Yeah, especially at the 154-pound division. You have Vergil, you have Conwell, you have
Tim Tszyu, you got Terrence Crawford.
There's so many guys. And you're at 147 looking for something.
Yeah.
So right now it's the ladies, Breakus and Cornejo. Yeah, the lineup that Golden Boy has, especially at 140 pounds. Some rumblings out there, some announcements hopefully soon. Loading them up. And earlier today, Jordan Fuentes made his pro debut, the 18-year-old that Golden Boy signed. He got the victory. Johnny Cañas, the young prospect, got the victory. Eric Priest got the victory. Also, Jenna Creason made her pro debut, the 18-year-old from Visalia. So the youngsters getting the wins.
Some prospects getting challenged.
That's also too. Good matchmaking.
That's what you like to see.
Yeah. Wasn't easy for Cañas or Fuentes, so they got to work. Yeah, Salas in the corner of Cornejo right next to her. You can hear the Cuban accent coming out.
Yeah. Telling her fighter to keep, to be more alert, to
bring that
moving
energy
around. Yeah, to bring that energy. This is
that
a very,
hook from Mari, that's nice.
A very crucial fight in her career right now. Fighting for an interim belt. Breakus is just coming forward. She has a fight in her.
That's why she's a first ballot Hall of Famer.
Yeah. And it shows why.
Michelob Ultra Arena filling up nicely. Afternoon boxing in Vegas. The crowd is coming in, anticipating the main event tonight of Vergil Ortiz and Serhii Bohachuk. Look at the highlights from the last round.
Round 6 highlights. Both women just coming to fight. Breakus slightly landing the better punches as she lands a right hand and left hook sharply.
Breakus, 37 victories in her career, 9 KOs. The last time she stopped somebody, Michaela Lauren, in October of 2017. So this one has 10 rounds. Looking all over it. Cornejo did go down in an earlier round. So that was the 10-8 round for Breakus. I think that's what's been the separation. Yeah, at one point, you know, they both said, oh, you know, we're friends. They sparred before. They know each other well. At one point, Lex, you just say, you know what? I'm losing. I got to go for it. Like that right hand
like
for Cornejo? Okay.
Just like that. You got to start throwing some heavy shots, some not get careless, but you want to take those calculated risks where you throw those shots, throw those right hands that are landing very well, just like Cornejo just landed that right hand, and not get sloppy while doing it in the whole process.
I mean, for Cornejo, like you're saying, 5th time going for a belt, come up short. You got to just throw caution to the wind.
Caution to the wind. Just start trusting your hands and throwing them hard.
Breakers for what she's accomplished in her career. That's something that Golden Boys did so well, developing the female fighters, giving them an opportunities. Took Sinisa, took Marlene. Franchon Cruz DAZN was also going Golden Boy. Marcelo fought lots of times on Golden Boy
shows.
A lot
of times. We shared multiple cards together coming up.
And Oscar talked about, like, if you're good, I'll give you the opportunity.
Yeah, any fighter.
Yeah, Mari Cornejo does not want to stand toe-to-toe with Breakers.
No.
And that's what Breakers wants.
Breakers is a powerhouse. He just keeps coming forward.
Final seconds of round number 7. Time running out for Mari Cornejo against Cecilia Breakers.
Let's look at highlights of round 7. That was a strong opening minute of Maricela Cornejo landing a nice right hand. Last minute of the round, Breakers just keep coming forward. Keeps coming forward and just try to overwhelm you with the barrages, the punch he throws at you, and the non-stop pressure.
Well, the corner of Cornejo is confident. Saying, this is yours.
And that's what you need as a corner. You need someone that believes in you, and you need to believe in yourself.
But you got to do something.
You got to do something, yeah.
Hook from Breakers. That's back the hand of Cornejo. Right hand from Breakers. Both exchange hooks. Breakers, she's a perfect example for a young fighter to watch. Jab, jab, jab.
Jab, 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 and always following up with the right hand after those double jabs. Throws you off. Throws you off if you're a fighter like Breakers, throwing those double jabs, right hand, landing them.
Yeah, most of the time with Breakers, you're seeing multiple punches.
She's a volume puncher. Loves to throw combinations.
And if you're a fighter going backwards, that's got to be rough, right?
Got to be rough, yeah. You got to be accustomed to fighting on your back foot, giving angles and counter punching if you're on your back foot.
Right hand from Breakers. Right on the jaw of Cornejo. Excellent shot. And Breakers with an uppercut.
Little short uppercut on the inside.
This is not where Cornejo wants to be, that close.
She has to be boxing from the outside. She has she's taller than Breakers. She got to use her jab more and then catch her coming in the end of her punches with the right hand. She's got to time her more too.
Yeah. Final seconds of the 8th round. The WBC interim super welterweight title is on the line for the ladies. Another solid right hand from Breakers. Oh, right at the bell. And the hug. Oh, yep, I messed up there. The respect's still there.
The respect's still there. You can definitely tell. round 8 highlights, Breakers has found that right hand, found that home for that right hand. Every time she throws it, either it falls short by a little bit or she lands it. Maricela needs to keep her at the end of her punches, knowing that Breakers is a pressure fighter. She needs to time her coming in by throwing a double jab.
Ninth round. Great job by our crew. Miguel Arcega, our director. Alejandro Galvan, graphics. Gio Labrada, engineer. Carlos Asensio, audio. Ben Panza, replay. Larry Zavala, engineer. Gladys, Taylin, and Gavin, our PAs, putting together this Golden Boy YouTube broadcast. Could do without them. Excellent work this afternoon here at the Michelob Ultra Arena at Mandalay Bay. Remember, top of the hour, the zone gets going. It'll be young Joel Iriarte against Miguel Ortiz. And the fight that we've all been waiting for, as it heated up yesterday at the weigh-ins. Serhii Bohachuk taking on Vergil Ortiz. For the pride of Grand Prairie, Texas, is a perfect 21-0, all by a KO. Somebody's getting knocked out in the main event. Break is 42 years old. Everything she's accomplished in the business just does not stop.
Non-stop. Non-stop, just keep coming forward. But never gets careless. Always throwing a nice jab or a nice double jab. Does not get careless whatsoever. Doesn't lean in. Very textbook, Beto. Very textbook.
Like that
just
hook.
a 1-2.
Funny, Salas in the corner right here. Just do not fall asleep.
Do not fall asleep. And you can
and she
fall
got tagged
asleep.
by that hook. Like, Breakers doesn't make mistakes.
She doesn't make mistakes.
She's so technical. That's the kind your coach Hector Lopez will love.
Yeah.
We head to the 10th and final round. Yeah. Highlights from that last round. More Cecilia.
More Cecilia coming forward, trying to break Conejo down.
Let's make some noise. This is round number 10. The 10th and final round.
10th and final. The crowd making some noise for the ladies. Two minutes to go in the fight. Cecilia Breakers. You want to watch a fighter on the spot all the time, that's her.
That's her, exactly.
And give Maricela Conejo a lot of credit, as did Breakers, for taking this fight on such short notice. Because not many people want to take a chance against
no one wants to. And no one could afford to take those chances either, because they're probably not in the gym, but Conejo's in the gym. So when she gets that call, she's ready to go.
And now Breakers stepping on the gas as Conejo lands her right after getting tagged. All right, action heat up in the 10th.
Both these women want to go get it. Both women are biting down right now.
Conejo did go down early in the fight. Right hand from Breakers. Conejo rolls with it. Well, the first time I've had a clinch tonight. Conejo breathing heavy, Alexis.
She's a little fatigued. And I expect that the last round, you guys are throwing some haymakers. Some are landing, some are not. And when you got the pressure by Breakers, that alone tires yourself, because the mental pressure of how am I going to get this person off of me tires you out.
Right hand, left hook from Breakers. 30 seconds to go in the fight. Breakus' 330th professional round.
Wow.
Cornejo's 160th. Respect to the lady. They put on a show. The WBC interim super welterweight belt is on the line. Final seconds between Breakus and Cornejo. Golden Boy boxing in Las Vegas.
That was a way to finish. That was a nice way to finish the end of the fight.
Absolutely.
Both women came. They dug deep.
So Cecilia Breakus, Marisela Cornejo go the distance. Yeah, thanks everybody watching on the Golden Boy YouTube page. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you like. We're here for you every single Golden Boy show. Look at the highlights from the previous round.
Of round 1 and round 10. Both women throwing back and forth, but it was Breakus' pressure that kept coming forward. That was ruled a knockdown. But Cornejo fought that and said it was a clash of feet. Nice right hand, always ending by Breakus, and that was really the game changer. Her pressure and the right, sharp right hands that she was landing on her.
So to go to the judges' scorecards, Mark Frado is gathering the cards, who's done a great job as the ring announcer.
Let's make some noise for the ladies going all 10 rounds here in this World Championship contest. We now go to the judges' scorecards, where Tim Cheetah, Patricia Morris-Jarman, and Don Trella each scored this contest 96-93. All three judges in favor of your winner by unanimous decision, and the new WBC interim super welterweight champion of the world, from Bergen, Norway, the First Lady, Cecilia Breakus.
An emotional Cecilia Breakus on her 38th professional victory gets the decision unanimously. She's embraced with Marisela Cornejo. So congratulations to Cecilia Breakus. So we had 5 fights for you here. So far on the undercard portion, victories for Jenna Creason, Jordan Fuentes, Johnny Cañas, Eric Priest, and Cecilia Breakus. Woo! Alexis Rocha, excellent work, my man.
Appreciate that, Beto.
Excellent work tonight. And there you see, all of the fights on the undercards went the distance. What will we get on the DAZN portion of the broadcast? Oh, there's going to be some knockouts there. Well, top of the hour, you need the DAZN app. Let's show you the highlights of what we saw so far for free here on the Golden Boy YouTube page. A guy going early, Jordan Fuentes, making his pro debut. Johnny Cañas is now 5-0. Eric Priest is now 14-0. And Cecilia Breakus is now his 38th victory. She got the WBC interim super welterweight title. So for everybody behind the scenes, great job. For my partner, Alexis Rocha, I'm Beto Duran. For President Eric Gomez, and of course the Hall of Famer himself, Oscar De La Hoya, you've been watching Golden Boy Boxing from Las Vegas. Welcome to the Serhii Bohachuk Vergil Ortiz weigh-in, the fight you've been waiting for. It takes place tomorrow.
Johnny Cañas against Joseph Cruz. From Kansas City, Kansas, Eric Priest. Isela La Diva Cornejo. Joel Iriarte. Reigning, defending IBF flyweight champion, Gabriela Sweet Poison Bordura. The challenger with a perfect record, 21-0, all 21 victories coming by way of knockout. Rep Grand Prairie, Texas, please welcome